Need I remind you that it's an act of treason to withhold information from me relative to this matter, regardless of how classified it is?
Same goes for you.
Whatever the Foreign Ministry's wishes, this falls within Section 9's jurisdiction. Of course, we have no objections to cooperating if we feel there's adequate cause. Huh?
Well, what is it?
It's confirmed. No doubt, it's him.
Him?
The doctor is referring to the original pattern of the ghost line that's now in the body. He's simply speaking in generic terms. The sex of the perpetrator isn't known and remains undetermined. Allow me to introduce you. This is the handiwork of the Puppet Master, infamous as the most extraordinary hacker in the history of cybercrime.
Huh?
Your people at Section 9 came across his work too, in that ghost hacking incident involving the Foreign Minister's interpreter. Section 6 has been following the trail of the Puppet Master for some time now. This case was given our utmost attention. We put together a project team centered around Dr. Willis. They were assigned to analyze every aspect and detail of our criminal. This gave us a fix on his behavioral and code patterns. Ultimately, this enabled us to devise a strategy with which we lured his program into a designated body.
You caused the Puppet Master to dive into a cyborg, then meanwhile murdered his real body?
Yes, that sums it up. He's originally from America, so the US cooperated with us in capturing him. That's why we'd like to take him back ourselves. You have no objections to this, I hope.
Just another unidentified corpse.
Hey!
You will not find a corpse, because I have never possessed a body.
Why are his sensors on? What the hell is this?
All external controls are turned off. The body's using its own power source.
I entered this body because I was unable to overcome Section 6's reactive barriers. However, what you are now witnessing is an act of my own free will. As a sentient life form, I hereby demand political asylum.
Is this a joke?
Ridiculous! It's programmed for self-preservation!
It can also be argued that DNA is nothing more than a program designed to preserve itself. Life has become more complex in the overwhelming sea of information. And life, when organized into species, relies upon genes to be its memory system. So man is an individual only because of his intangible memory. And memory cannot be defined, but it defines mind. The advent of computers and the subsequent accumulation of incalculable data has given rise to a new system of memory and thought parallel to your own. Humanity has underestimated the consequences of computerization.
Nonsense! This babble offers no proof at all that you're a living, thinking life form.
And can you offer me proof of your existence? How can you, when neither modern science nor philosophy can explain what life is?
Who the hell is this?
Even if you do have a ghost, we don't offer freedom to criminals. It's the wrong place and time to defect.
Time has been on my side, but by acquiring a body, I am now subject to the possibility of dying. Fortunately, there is no death sentence in this country.
What is it? Artificial intelligence?
Incorrect. I am not an AI. My codename is Project 2501. I am a living, thinking entity who was created in the sea of information.
Ah. Security, we're under attack!
Chief, the Puppet Master's gone!
What in God's name are you
Shut the
securing
defense
now?
walls now, damn it! Security, answer!
Is it gone? Is it gone now? Okay, is it gone? I think I know what it is. There's some new audio features here. Yo, mic fucked up. Okay, is it better now? Shit, I have no idea what you guys are hearing. This is gonna be it's feedback. Okay, hang on. Effect. I turned something off. Oh, okay, I know what it is. Cool. I got the new beta version of the app, so I got more changes now. All right, this is gonna be interesting. You guys are gonna have to let me know, but I think I'm gonna have better other functions, so we're gonna find out. A lot of new surprises. Good to hear. Green light. Good. All right, where we at? Watch through. Okay, it's gonna be a trip because I can't preview it for some reason. So, but it's working, I guess. So that's good. Oh, you know what's cool? Oh, I lost the mouse. Oh, using too much system resources here. Hey, yo, what's up from Thailand? How you doing? Rich's brother, Rob. Rob, your chart was holding up last I checked. Let's see. Oh no, I lost my mouse. Give me one sec. Lost the mouse. Oh, there we go. All right. That's right. Smash the like button, subscribe with notifications, belly button. You know it. Okay, let me close some windows out here because I'm at max capacity apparently here. What can I close here? You guys all seen Ghost in the Shell? Okay, everything seems to be running pretty good now. All right. You guys let me know if audio drops out. I got some new features here tonight. So we're doing a full wet test. All right, I don't do dry runs here. I had a guest a minute ago. Let's see what's going on. Oh, Nephilim. Okay, let's start with the Nephilim. You want to start? No. We got to get into it. You want to start with the Nephilim? Sounds like you guys want to start with the Nephilim, huh? All right. Somebody posted a cool video. It was just like a cool, helps you understand everything. But we got some crazy news. We got some awesome news tonight, pups. Really amazing stuff is happening. And we're building up to something. You know, we'll look at the charts. That's the best we can do. And find out what could be happening. What's this button do? Oh, that's a cool button. 100 new wallets. Sick, man. Sick. Yeah. All right, I'll show you this in a sec. Sons of God. Okay, let's go. You guys want to go right to the Nephilim, huh? Oh, I wanted Fast Abdul to see it. We have to indoctrinate him. He needs some indoctrination. All right. Let's see. What's this button do? What's that? Make some room. All right. Listen to this kid. Smart kid.
This is going to be a very long video. Prep yourselves. You're going to get a lot of knowledge out of this, including the Nephilim knowledge that they tempted the humans with in order for the humans to worship the Nephilim. I know, it's a lot. Prepare yourselves for the ride. First off, I'm going to preface, this technology is not demonic. God created this technology and put it on this earth for a reason. The Nephilim were just the first to use it. This technology is only demonic if you are using it with the heart posture of a demonic person. With that being said, worship God, not the science that God made. You guys are going to explode once you realize how simple and cool and in front of our faces this was the whole time. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what it is. This is it. There's a lot that goes into this, but this is it.
Ancient
Also going to be showing
technology.
you guys all the things that I tested with it to make sure that it works. Side note, it works. Let's get into it. Worship Jesus, the Son of God, and Jesus only. Let's do it. Fallen angels came down to earth, cohabitated with the women of the earth, had this half-breed thing called the Nephilim. Those were the giants of those days. That is what is seen in Genesis. That's why God had to flood the earth. Because that Nephilim blood, the half-breed fallen angel thing, the Nephilim blood was everywhere. It was tainting the human genetics. Those Nephilim, because they were descendants of the fallen angels, they had a crap ton of knowledge. They tempted humans with that knowledge in exchange for them getting worshipped by the humans. It was just a pretty much big F you to God. They were the ones who built the pyramids. Surprise! How else do you think you're going to build a big pyramid? You're going to need giants. Giants with a lot of knowledge. Or just a lot of slaves. Now I'm going to get into what the pyramids are made of, why they work, and what they do. The pyramid is primarily made up of limestone. The insides of the pyramid, though, every single room is primarily made up of granite. Granite is primarily made up of quartz. Each room inside of the pyramid is airtight. Why would that be? It's to pressurize the quartz in the granite walls. When you pressurize quartz, it releases negative ions, which can actually preserve organic material. Yep, the pyramids were just one huge organic material preserver. My theory, this could be wrong, is that the Nephilim were trying to preserve dead bodies so that their spirit could inhabit them when they die, so they'd pretty much live forever on Earth. I don't know if they were successful or not. I don't care about the Nephilim. They can go heck off. So, I tested out myself. The resin is supposed to mimic the organic material being the limestone. Inside of this, there's a crap ton of iron filings, just metal dust, copper filings, and a lot of quartz. Quartz, metal, resin. This is actually the exact dimensions of the Pyramid of Giza. You see those lines in the middle of the sides? That is technically another side. So this is an 8-sided pyramid, just like the Pyramid of Giza. So, to test this out, I hung half of banana.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know. The pyramids you see in Giza are not 4-sided pyramids. They're 8-sided pyramids. It's something they don't talk about so they can push their narrative of, 3,000 years ago, BC, ancient Egyptians or whoever was living there at the time built these with chisels and hammers. No. Not only is the layout absolutely incredible and in alignment with astrological constellations and installations up in the sky, it's actually 8 sides, okay? It's a feat beyond anything. You couldn't even imagine how complex it is. Each side is slightly, instead of flat, it's a little bit concave. Yeah, concave, convex, concave. Yeah, so it's this 8-sided monstrosity. It's mathematically, not happening with a bunch of slaves and ropes and chisels and shit like that.
Banana over this pyramid, and the other half I hung on the other side of the room. This is the results after 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The banana that was hanging over the pyramid was completely preserved on the inside. Yes, the outside was crusty, but the inside, it was literally like if you were to peel a green banana open, that's what you would see. The one that wasn't hanging over the pyramid, it was rotten, it was moldy, it was gross. This stuff works. This can also prevent EMF signals, so if you put it by your Wi-Fi, it can dumb down the EMF signals because those can harm you over long periods of time. I just put it under my bed though. It's preserving my organs. Anyways, I hope you guys got something out of this. All that stuff is very real. You know who's more real though? Jesus Christ. The most real person you will ever meet. Ever. If you're going to use this technology, use it for the betterment of the kingdom of heaven. That is it. With that being said, if you guys are curious about wanting to make one, I have a video somewhere in my TikTok. It's explaining how to exactly make the pyramid step by step. It's everything you need to know. And then all the ingredients, because so many of you have asked, I made a link tree with every single ingredient in an Amazon shopping cart or whatever. Go to my link tree, check out the Amazon. I'm only doing this because you guys asked. I would have never done this without anybody asking me to. Because you guys are so curious, I've done that. If you need the recipe, go check out one of my TikTok videos. I might pin it.
All right. Little bit of Nephilim there. A little warm up. Guys, it's really crazy stuff happening. So pretty much what happened today is somebody, possibly the Heartman, staked 50, I don't think it's billion, I'm pretty sure it's 50 billion eHEX. What's the dollar value of 50 billion eHEX? Is that it? No, this is probably the size of the wallet. It's almost $500 million right here. But $50 billion of eHEX, which is $100 million, about $100 million of eHEX, got staked. But here's the interesting thing. It got staked for 1 week. Only 1 week, which is really interesting. Very, very interesting. Wonder who commented. Oh, and they now sent 250 billion more to a different wallet. 7 days. Somebody says 2 possible scenarios. RH is nuking eHEX yield to say move over to pHEX, or he's front running the court case dismissal in the next 7 days. Huh. How would him just doing that front run the court case? 500 billion eHEX and he did pHEX? What's the point? Like, how does that line up with that? That's what I'm curious about. AK, otherwise known as move over to pHEX for T-shares. Option 3, he's saying, only eHEX and pHEX will be dropped from the court case. He's about to also stake the shit out of pHEX before the dismissal, and the price goes parabolic. Another 50 million stake. Total is now 300 billion. RH is staking pHEX now. This is giga bullish for both hexes. It incentivizes long-term staking instead of short-term dumpers. There you go. Stakers win. Okay. $250 billion in total. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, is it countdown to peg? I don't know. There isn't. He owns most of the HEX, buddy. That's right. He has a lot of HEX. Who knows how much he has? I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, I don't know. We can speculate. I'd be curious to get some perspectives on what kind of strategies he might be playing. He's saying the only way it can affect prices from a positive sentiment indirectly, not directly. Is still, in fact, mega bullish. It's certainly bullish. I mean, it'd be nice to also think about the flip side, speculation. Could he be doing something interesting? He wants people to move into pX. Maybe. I don't know. Would that be a reason? Does he restake or nuke it? What happens in 7 days, though? If he did have insights on the court case, how would doing this help? Maybe it lets us know. I don't know. 7 days. Genesis. 7 days. Maybe it has something to do with... Is the Heartman religious? Is he a religious man? I don't know much about him. Could it have something to do with Genesis? 7 days. One sec. No idea. Bonding? Hans says, thinking the yield on pHEX side stake would be used for Maker Vault to peg pDAI. The yield on pHEX side stake would be used for pMaker Vault. Hans, well, I like your thinking outside the box. I like that you're thinking about it. You know, full moon on the 12th. Could he be timing it for a dump? Yeah. Sup, pups? What's up, Steady? Good to see you. We're speculating here. Why 7 days? Okay, that would be, it would come out on the 12th of the 3rd, on the 12th. We've got the full moon, so we'd have a major dump. Because I'm thinking I'm thinking we still have a little bit of downside or sideways before we rip. I don't see us ripping like immediately. I think they're going to hold us here for a second. Huh. This is interesting. This is interesting. Why is this not showing up? Oh, it's all cut off. Okay, Mr. Nephilim, sir. Thank you. And we'll go to the Atropa thing in a second. How's pump chart looking? I'm going to go check that up. Oh, check out my Cadillac. While you guys are shopping for Lambos, this is what I'm shopping for. This is more my style right here. That's what I like. That's what I want to be driving in, man. Yeah. That thing is awesome. That is beautiful. I would do a different color interior, though. The interior is a little bit lame. Man, I think like a vintage orangey leather, or like even red. No, not red. I gotta look at that again. This car is beautiful. This thing is awesome. The gold is sick. Yeah. That's right. It's awesome. What's up, everybody? Good to see everybody. Yeah, 7 days. Something's gonna happen here. Something crazy is gonna happen. All right, something crazy is gonna happen. Some of you guys said Batmobile. Yeah, I mean, look, this was if you paint it black, I guess it could be, but most people would know what that is. Land boats. Don't sell your eHEX. Up and to the right for 7 days. Yeah, maybe not. I still think we have a little bit of weakness. I think the bottom's going to come in a week, possibly. We're going to look at those charts in a minute. What's up, Ink Maxi? Good to see you. I do want to do a special on incentive token. I get so many questions all the time about incentive. People still don't really understand why we're bullish on it. Really, they don't know. So we gotta talk to people about it. We gotta break it down. All right. Look. So in more news, Corecoin. By the way, Corecoin chart is holding up great. I did not sell any of that meme. There's looks like a strong meme, and the team or whoever runs Corecoin is really doing some good work too. So here they made a post about Atropa and TSFI. So everybody was curious about TSFI. Now, I hold TSFI. It was one of the early Atropa drops long time ago in a galaxy far away, but we always thought it meant T-share finance. Well, he breaks down a little a drop here. He says Atropa mystery is the hilarious truth behind TSFI. All right, I'll read it. All right, I'm gonna sit back here. It's story time. Looks like it's story time, pups. Wish we had some story time music here. I got some story time music. What's this button do? There you go. little story time music. All right. Ever think TSFI meant T-share finance? Well, grab your tinfoil hats, pups, because I'm about to blow your mind. Or mysterious dev Maria Rahel. Plot twist, actually, James left us a breadcrumb trail that would make Hansel and Greta jealous. In the early days of Maria IRC chat, the only place you can communicate with Maria, he mentioned, everything we need to know about the meanings of the tokens can be found in this playlist. Tucked away in Maria's YouTube playlist between IRC chat whispers and crypto memes lies the truth. Video number 26 reveals TSFI's true meaning. Total stuffed, fluffed island. And I'm not making this up, I swear. You'll have a good laugh when you see what these videos are all about. You also notice most of this creator's videos are titled TSFI. It turns out our community, our crypto mastermind, was quite the eclectic creator, sprinkling personal Easter eggs throughout the ecosystem. from the K-pop token, because Maria was secretly jamming K-pop in between coding sessions, to now having 293 tokens in the Atropa ecosystem, each having its own historical or quirky origin story, TSFI being one of the top tokens, as its liquidity web stretches far throughout the Atropa and PulseChain ecosystem, which, by the way, is one of the reasons I picked it up. I didn't really know what it did, but it was flung all over the place. It's like spaghetti on the wall. It was just everywhere. So I'm like, okay, you know, that and pDAI, and there was a lot of reasons why these jumped out at us, because they were just connected all over the place. Now, though the community ran with T-share finance, which, let's be honest, sounds more professional than fluffed anything, Maria, being the OG HEX whale that they are, probably just sits back and chuckles at our assumptions. Want to go down this rabbit hole yourself? Check out Maria's legendary 1800 plus video playlist here. I'll put a link in the thing, all right, pups? Let me see. You guys want the link? You want the link? Let me hear you. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to give you the link. You got to earn it, though. You got to earn it. I better see those numbers go up. What do we got? What do we got here? What's that? That's it? There's 5 people watching and only 3 likes on this video. Come on. What do we got? I'm going to give you guys the link. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, actually, that's not going to work. Put it over here. Is that coming back? Oh, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Check it out. So there's a link for the playlist. And it says, follow your daily dose of Pulse lore secrets that'll make your crypto friends say, wait, what? And remember, an apple a day keeps the lettuce hands away. All right, so that's from Cora. Looks like they're having a bit of fun. That's good. That's good. So apparently TSFI doesn't stand for T-share finance like we all thought. It stands for Total Stuffed Fluffed Island. Your guess is as good as mine as to what that means. Like short on the YouTube. Yeah, we're on like short. There's a zoom in the audio. There's a zoom in the audio. What does that mean? A zoom. Oh, did we lose audio? We did, didn't we? Core coins. Yeah, so this is really cool. I wonder what's in this playlist. Oh boy. I've actually watched a lot of these. Oh, I've watched a lot of these. These, you know, Maria Rahel back in the early days, when we'd hang out in the IRC, while he was talking, he would post these videos, and a lot of them were just like funny, some K-pop videos, some were just weird talks. Now, I had the feeling that part of it. Oh, what's this one? I definitely didn't see this one. What's this one? I thought these were to make it hard for AI to track what was happening in the chat. That was my intuition about the whole thing. That's what I thought was going on. Like they were future-proofing their conversations. Interesting. See if I recognize some of these. Yeah, there was just an odd mix in here. And I think it was smart. I think it threw people off and kept certain people out of the chats. And possibly, like I said, maybe it was designed to throw off AI algorithms in the future so they can't go through of the app. So there might be little glitches here and there, no doubt. So let me know if it happens again. We get music here. Cool. Get music and everything. All right. Let's continue. Fast Abdul launches a meme. it really got a lot of attention because, well, in Fast Abdul nature, he didn't hold back on the humor. He called it Hexagon Sperm Bank. Get impregnated by a hexagon today. As you can imagine, Fast Abdul once again making shockwaves across the ecosystem of Hex. I don't even know where he gets these pictures from. I don't know how this man's mind works or where he gets these ideas, but he did it, and it's been done. Our donors, oh boy, oh no, I'm in there. Oh fuck. Oh, what a mess. SOMMI's cooking in there. What else is in there? Oh. I can't tell if this is going to be the greatest meme to grace PulseChain or a complete train wreck. But either way, you're getting impregnated by a hexagon. The sperm bank is officially open, so you better get it. I think it's already bonded and already trading on Dex Screener. Some people are calling it brilliant. Some people are insulted. Now, another thing I want to show you. The Heartman was captured in New York City. It's confusing info. Oh, what's the chat? Oh, it's in the Telegram. Let me try it again. You guys having trouble? Let me go back. Drop it in there. Let's see. All right, try it again. Give it another shot. Buzzing again. Ah, shit. Okay, let me, what do I do? Let me click this button. Hello. Hey, what's happening? Yeah, here?
I hear you fine. I don't know if you hear me. My mic is moving.
Yeah, I think you're punched in. Fast Abdul boyfriend not gonna be happy. Oh boy. Let me get you punched in. I got the new beta version going. It should be connecting to Zoom better, but it has other glitches, so has other surprises. Let's get you punched in. Yeah, I guess let's get you up there. Funding Jim.
Ah, there, man.
How you doing?
How's it going? All right. This is fueling 7 days of speculative stickiness.
Yeah. So, hey, you have a theory on the on this $50 billion, or I mean 50 billion eHEX?
Well, there's hesitation by anybody that's been in this for years to make any kind of like presumption of what Richard or OA or collective or whomever's in charge of this wallet doing. Like there's tangents and there's threads and then there's conspiracies and then there's what actually happens. And so it's interesting. Like I think it could be great marketing. It could be setting up for great marketing. Like the idea of marketing the whole chain.
Mm-hmm.
There's been, and I've voiced, things that some people think of as negative, year or two ago when the launch happened, and it was about like the bridge metrics or the TVL or how do you climb the ranks. We saw that with this launch of Pump Tire, that capturing I think 4th place on Dex Screener, that was pretty impressive, and that basically is numbers of people moving from one token or coin to another inside. It's the same people. I didn't see like big money bridging in, but I saw a lot of movement, and that got attention, although I don't know how long that or how well that got marketed, that it was the fourth place. I don't know if it still is. And so like the idea of OA or other projects moving their, even if it stays as a Ethereum version wrapped and moving it onto the chain of PulseChain itself is great marketing. So I've said before, I would like to see, even if it never stakes or even if it is always like a counterbalance to a threat, I would like to see the eHEX move across onto PulseChain. And
What-
even if it,
what do you think?
It could
Why do you
potentially
think
be
him-
marketing for the TBL numbers and for the, the risk, of the founder or big wallet or whales being on the chain itself. So that's what I would like to see out of this action. And then I did post something, and I actually tagged on my Twitter, asking a question about the mechanics, because I haven't stayed in touch, and you guys have obviously been doing this for years. The mechanics and the theory of eHEX being vaulted in the modified MakerDAO contract. Is that something that you guys talk about, or is it just PulseChain and PulseX as a narrative of collateral?
No, we definitely talk about that as well, but it is very speculative, So to me, I take the conversations with not a grain of salt in the sense, but just as the fact that we don't know for sure. There's certainly people that feel a lot more confident about that. I think it seems like a strategy that would make sense to me, but at the same time, there's probably technicals and game theory beyond what I can grasp, that would happen, on that end. But I think that's certainly what I expect based on many conversations I've had, that it's not just Pulse and PulseX, it's really this original OA, that's going to go in there. But some people say that's not going to happen, like vehemently. They're like, no, that's absolutely not going to happen. So,
But are they the same people that would say, divorce from Ethereum, don't do anything with Ethereum altogether other than copy their innovations if they change anything to their base code? Like the narrative is like, to me, it's still a conjoined twin to me. This is still conjoined. I'm not saying that people need to speculate on eHEX any more than they speculate on pHEX. Mm-hmm. But I do side with things that Johnny Chaos and others have said, more like OG maximalist position people have said, which is, I don't really can murder one conjoined twin and still propose that the protocol of HEX staking on PulseChain isn't at risk. Like I can't see the idea of reducing yield unless on one versus the other, unless it actually does and has removed a lot of potential supply from eHEX, maybe over the past 10 months, concentrated it in different wallets or whatever. Mm-hmm. And because there's smaller potential supply there, and all of the yield would be going to the OA wallet that's 500 billion staked or whatever, then it seems like it would be easier to push that price up, even if people never stake, and still be used as marketing for PulseChain itself. I don't know. I don't know about the native staking on Ethereum versus the migration over of the eHEX to PulseChain and then using that as marketing for TVL of the chain itself, or it's vaulted collateral inside of MakerDAO. There's a lot of moving parts, and I have no idea what plays out best or even technically matters.
Wow, Funding Jim, you are definitely not sleeping at night, are you?
No, man. This is all I've been here 7 years. I've been here fucking 2018, almost on a daily basis. And our conjectures and theories. It's interesting. Again, I don't want to take away light from anybody that makes content. I like people making content. I think there's social value. I think it helps the nerves and things like that. But you still have to take everything that everybody says with a grain of salt, because if there was truly alpha, then people, I do believe they would not be streaming. They wouldn't put themselves out there, and they would already be super wealthy. Like, you don't see, the super wealthy in stock doing YouTube streams, So like, part of it is like the social character of this speculative stuff, and I'm in the same boat. So like, it's interesting. I do.
Like pro traders aren't live streaming, right? Like, they would give up their edge, right? So
Right.
people are trying to make an edge by giving alpha when they're hoping for a self-fulfilling prophecy potentially.
Right. But like he has said things in the past that we have in general tried to support, which is marketing. What is marketing? Is it Twitch and Twitter and all the other social media platforms that we've done video streams on over the past 7 years? Is that marketing? Green candles is the only thing that seems to attract attention. Pump tires had a run over the past week as far as attention getter. And I don't know how much of that got promoted by everybody on chain. But it is interesting to see what will happen out of this staking, reduce yield narrative that eHEX has at the moment. I do feel personally that, try not to put influence, but just saying my state of mind is, I don't think you can cut off a parasitic twin and not call it murder. I don't think you can do that. And if you think that eHEX is like weight on the system of PulseChain, and then I don't think that the protocol narrative at all is staking on PulseChain HEX matters. It just doesn't. It's as much of a meme as anything else on Pump Tire to me.
I mean, I could see it, both ways. I agree with you, right? Before that evening, gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
We're doing great. What's up, Pedro? Nice to see you, man. What's up, Fast?
Hey, man.
Congrats on the new token, first of all. I like it. I like it. It's fun.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I could see it both ways here. I agree with you in the sense that it's far easier, right? If eHEX pumps and everybody's happy, right? In the sense that the original one pumped, and it's harder to point the finger, right? But at the same time, I think that the market is the market, and it decides what it decides, right? It might dump one and just pump the other, and that's it, right? I don't believe that, but that could definitely happen. I mean, like, especially now because we've seen so much, right? I'm sure like nobody expected pump the tires to be launched like that, right? Nobody was expecting that. So
I think Richard was expecting it.
Yeah, Richard was expecting it for sure, right?
I think he was probably expecting what happened with eHEX today to happen as well. So
yeah.
There is some sort of gamesmanship here. It's just hard to say what his plan is because he's probably smarter than me.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, for sure. I mean, he knows the plan, right? But besides Richard,
you agree that he's smarter than me too, though.
Yeah.
That he.
Everybody agrees with that.
Wait, agree with that he what? Yo, he said
that Richard's smarter than Abdul.
Oh yeah. We all agree that Richard is smarter than Fast Abdul.
Yes.
Well, he's better looking.
Hopefully,
that's for sure.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yo, Far Out Alien says, what if the OA does 7-day stakes, takes a HEX yield, and starts making LP pools with HEX pairs? Oh.
Yeah, 7-day stakes. What does that even mean? Like, why would you stake for 7 days?
It could be a warning across the bow. I mean, like, there's a lot that will reference tweets that has been made by Richard that's basically anti-Ethereum HEX.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to give that up, like, mentally, especially it's the, what is it called, like sunk cost fallacy or something like that. There's a lot of cost on eHEX, both by community or whatever. And I don't know. Marketing is going to matter. If we have a year left in this cycle, Ethereum has marketed themselves as soy. I see a lot of SOMMI content about soy and kind of losing the plot with Ethereum. That went across Twitter over the past week or two, a lot. Not our community, but just across the whole, $2,700 versus 4,000 or 5,000 estimates. So yeah, marketing is going to matter. And I would like to see like, what's the total value of Ethereum as far as even all of the CoinList websites, what do they value Ethereum total market cap versus the ratio of what the same sites value PulseChain? Include the OA, doesn't matter, but like what do they value the two L1s? And, you know, Trump has gotten famous over the past, at least in crypto in the past week or two, with Eric Trump tweet about buy Ethereum. I think he's actually, maybe he's involved with the foundation or something like that now. I thought I saw a tweet about that. World Liberty owning something like 400 million worth of Ethereum, something like that. So I would like to see like the ratio, you know, like what's being marketed out of the crypto stuff. WorldFi didn't buy, even though Cardano and Hoskinson is like on this team, very similar to what David Sachs is doing as far as advisory, like a founder that's on a team. He's been, you know, promoting that he's on that team, but I don't see WorldFi buying Cardano, you know, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's kind of a rant.
I think I just posted a link from a SOMMI tweet that he just did, and I haven't actually listened to it, but I suspect he's going to go over what I was just thinking, in that Richard may be trying to change the yield ratios by staking that much HEX for a short term. Do you want to take a look at that, Wolf? See if my guess is right.
Got a video coming out now. Richard has used the origin address to stake eHEX and pHEX. All he's done is he's made grabbing HEX yield more scarce. That's it. He's made HEX future yield harder to grab. That's it. Okay, so look, and don't blame me for this. This is you, the market. This doesn't change the product market fit of anything. It just makes the future yield handout. It's harder to grab now. But yeah, you don't have that problem. You have a problem of trying to get people to care about that yield handout.
Yeah.
So hopefully the bull market and ETH BTC rising changes that. But then, yeah, it doesn't help when you have like 18 tickers, 250,000 people. You need to get to 2.5 million. That's what we're all praying for and hoping for. Okay, so that's everything in a nutshell. I've got a video coming out soon. Everything's going up fast. Hey, baby dolls, I've got breaking news. I've got a video coming out now.
I mean, yeah, I mean, just...
but if you think about it, it's kind of like promoting staking, right?
Maybe, but no. If he's promoting staking, why wouldn't he stake for 5555? Right?
No.
Like why would he promote 7-day stakes? That's a terrible.
7 days. 7 days is speculative stickiness. 5555 is not.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's easy, right?
5555 is in stake early. That's all you can do. With the 7 and rolling over, you can always adjust. So it is part marketing. And then another thing is, would you care about the yield if the yield was $100 per token? You know, if there's a very small supply and it has been concentrated to be 98% owned by OA, then, you know, all of the turbulence of the past year.
Yeah.
There's a narrative around HEX going to a high number just to say the yield is worth $100. You know, the yield is worth $1,000, whatever the narrative is.
If the price of HEX goes up, the yield natively goes up. But by doing something like this with the OA account, he's reducing the inflation rate effectively. Yes. Am I right, Pedro? I think you
are right. Yes, reducing.
It doesn't matter if the inflation rate is very high and you have a lot of yield inflation, but the price is extremely low. It doesn't matter. If the inflation is very low and the price is extremely high, it's the same or better.
Yes, exactly. Maybe he's just trying to adjust matter, though, maybe somebody's right, but
the numbers, right? Like the dump-amentals change. Like, so let's say HEX goes up at 10x from now, and it would have been paying, let's say right now it would have been paying, we'll go with 40%, which is obviously not true for a 7-day stake, but let's say 40% annually. But if there's these short stakes that are huge coming due and harvesting that and then not dumping because it's the OA, other people are getting less HEX for yield.
Exactly.
But because they're getting less, they have less to dump, which may result in the price going up.
Yes.
So it might be a net neutral to the person, but there's less sell pressure on the system overall. I think is the
Well,
theory.
another thing to consider, and I think this is going to have to be talked about for the next week or longer, is this can incentivize. We're at the 5-year mark, aren't we? Like originally,
It's
I think
5
staking
years at
was
the end of
only
this year.
10 years.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So originally, staking was going to be only 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
and
Exactly.
the reason to stake 5 or longer was simply that you had the same.
You have the same yield basically after
Right?
10. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
locked in your T-share rate.
Exactly.
There
Exactly.
is an incentive potentially to have people early in stake after the 50% mark and still be paid out, less than if they waited the whole 10 years or whatever. And like, it does change the numbers. Like you could say, like back in the day before we had Staker app or whatever we used before, HEX.fi or whatever we used to say, oh, look, this is the value of so many people staking. And look, that's $1 billion worth of value that's in contracts, right? Like there's a lot to be talked about over the next week or two, for sure. Especially to see if he early in stakes, which is unlikely, and give like reward to a lot of people of inflation. That's very unlikely. But as you see that it will reduce the inflation and the payout, but still potentially, if the price of eHEX goes up or pHEX goes up significantly for whatever reason or mechanism, then it's going to catalyze people to early in stake their 10-year stakes, their dolphin stakes, their shark stakes, things like that. It's going to incentivize them just to exit.
Maybe.
It depends. It might, or but it really depends, because look, as you were saying, if this helps increasing the price, this will also have like an emotional effect on people, right? If you're staking and you see the number going up, then you're like, like probably you don't want to end stake, right? Because you feel good, right? You want to end stake when you don't feel good, right? Usually that's how people work emotionally. So I think while logically that makes sense, Gary, like emotionally it doesn't make sense. I think it's the opposite, right? People will see the number going up and they will feel like I should stake more. They will feel like I should stake more now, right?
Well, the risk is this. The risk is this.
Maybe.
It goes to the conjoined twin theory in my head. Even though I like a lot of what Richard does, I respect the super intellect, I respect the wealth and all these other kinds of things. I don't think that you can cut the head off of one conjoined twin and not feel that the other twin is at risk. So if you do things in one protocol and you effectively, put your thumb on the scale, it's not the market saying something, it's the 90% or so holder saying something. It's different than the market. So eHEX withering away, being less popular, less commented on, chilling effect as far as tweets and content, things like that. That's one thing. That's a different animal. That's still trying to be in the good graces of the founder. Yeah. But like over protocol staking on one side puts at risk anything about utility whatsoever. And it does become only a meme. It is to me, it's the same thing as anything else that launches on Pump Tire or any other meme token. It does not have a utility to it when there's always the threat. Just like people have normalized over the past 11, 12, 13, 14 years that Satoshi isn't coming back from the grave to dump the tokens. You can talk about Mt. Gox all day, and you can talk about FTX unlocks, and even though Satoshi has 1 million tokens, everybody that is a maximalist about like, oh my gosh, we can't have this overhead, this potential risk factor of someone coming in and dumping the token to zero. They still are the same people that praise that Sailor is accumulating as much, right? They want Sailor to have, or the strategic reserve inside of an ETF held by the Strategic Wealth Fund of the United States. They want them to accumulate 1 million tokens, or 10% of the supply, or whatever the number is, because it pushes the price. So like the narrative about what's a maximalist, what's not a maximalist, who's in it for, because, again, if it goes to the same thing with gold back in 1938 or 39 or whatever it was, all you have to do is overpay for gold. And then a lot of people just like give their gold for the overpayment. Like it's more than the market price. If people, how much Bitcoin do you think would come out of supply and centralize into BlackRock if BlackRock was paying 200,000? If they're paying today 200,000 and the market on DEXs and central exchanges was only offering 100,000 from the market demand, a lot of people would sell. They would say, okay, take it. You know, print some more dollars just to give it to me. Print that dirty fiat and give it to me so I can buy a house. Like that's what people care about. They care about price.
I think that possibly people outside of PulseChain might have a cynical view on him staking it, taking the yield. I'll just put that 2 cents in real quick. I do have some other perspectives as well, but I want to answer this question really quick that Tam put, because it's a very simple question, but I think a lot of people just have it on their mind. Like, how does price go up by him staking it? Like, bottom line.
Like I think it's confidence, right? Like the market looks at it and sees like confidence, right? Like he's staking, I should stake too, right? It's a sign,
I don't think it's that. I think it's that he did anything that the OA, like that the account moved, right? Like I understand that, and this is just what I read on Twitter.
That's interesting. Yeah.
That that money moved from the SAC account, like 1 ETH or something like that, and then it was used to. Let me read it here. The PulseX sacrifice wallet has just done some movement. He has sent 1 ETH into a new wallet and then sent 250 billion eHEX worth $500 million, and he's staked 50 billion eHEX for 7 days. So you had movement in the sacrifice wallet and you had movement in the OA wallet, right? That hasn't happened recently. If those wallets are starting to move, other interesting things could happen too. And I think that is what the main price pump is from. It's not people buying to stake. It's not people are like, oh, it's good to stake HEX now. RH just staked for 7 days. It's like RH just signaled that he's back and he can move money.
Sure,
What's he gonna do
maybe
with that money?
it's a good perspective, I think.
And we're all speculating. We don't know that.
Yeah, sure.
Wallets. Who knows who the OA is? All that stuff. But yeah,
exactly. It could be you, first of all. I do think it's you actually. So I do still think it's you. So
could be.
Yes.
What if? Okay, go ahead, Pedro. Go ahead, Pedro.
Yeah, it's a very small thing. I don't want to derail the conversation, but I think people are actually going to be very
proceeds
surprised.
to derail the conversation.
Exactly, proceeds to derail the conversation. No, because this doesn't really apply to staking per se. To X applies to buying and selling, right? Swapping, let's say. Because I've been using a lot Uniswap before, for testing stuff, and that it's super cheap, man. Like you have no idea how cheap it is. Like on Ethereum mainnet, I'm paying less than on PulseChain.
We know how cheap it is.
It's crazy. Anyways, but that might give confidence, right? That it is not that expensive. But yeah, at the end, I agree with Fast Abdullah. I think probably the market seeing movement is. I think it has more weight than him actually staking. Although I think staking. It has a positive effect, right? People actually
What if
make no mistake, we're still in the echo chamber.
I'm happy that he's
still the same people.
Yeah.
It's not like new money's followed that in or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, Gary touched on it a little bit when we started the conversation. Maybe, and we didn't get to tumble deeper into that thing that Gary touched on. But what if he's preparing to collateralize the vaults, and I know that's another wormhole altogether. And then the other thing I thought of is
could be,
maybe.
I think it's hard, but it's a possibility, definitely a possibility.
If you believe that narrative, it's something you can.
It's not even if you believe the narrative. It's like would he risk the money that way, right? Not risk, but it's more or less risk. Let's say, would he lock the money in that way, right? It's risk in the sense of he's locking, right?
What if he just locks? What if he just locks a yield in and keeps rotating a yield in there? I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking of crazy things, but it would destroy the price chart of eHEX.
What if he just sells the yield for DAI? I'm kidding.
And again, these are all advertisements. The founder, regardless of what anybody thinks about protocol, utility, or anything else, market demand, everything that happens is dependent on the founder. The founder moving HEX, selling HEX, it goes to Satoshi. Imagine that Satoshi was still a player, was still alive, still hiding somewhere in the world, but you knew that he was alive. You knew that you knew he had access to his wallet. And you knew that he had, let's say, even a higher concentration than 5% of all the Bitcoin. Those all fuck with the psychology of who is participating. It's just basically that most of the people that buy into Bitcoin have resigned that Satoshi could do anything, or any relative could do something, or Craig Wright or anybody could basically pry out of someone's hands, information to move those coins.
Yeah.
If they move, it fucks with everybody's psychology. It totally does. And it's different with the OA wallet, yes, because it's always been an active participant. There's always been some kind of action. There's been a lot of donation by other projects that donated supply of their project to the OA address so that basically it would get on the good graces. There's been a lot of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I just, in this political environment of this next year, a lot of geopolitics are playing out on screen for the world to basically participate on. And, we have a crypto president. We have a sovereign wealth fund that's being formed. We have all the reasons to have green. I think it could be just setting up for a marketing campaign. Here's
100%.
what's going on. Here's what's happening. Look at this chain. This is why. It's vaulted because it gives the logic. A lot of people have been, myself included, and a lot of us that are stream regularly have been enchanted by Richard's genius. And we want to see that genius unfold. We don't want to see this guy go away and not talk anymore. But it needs to be explained because we're kind of idiots compared to the master plan.
Another thing I was thinking of is it could be a 7-day thing. The whole creation, 7 days, like a countdown timer.
What's that say? I can't see.
Now this is Moon King.
Because Abdul is in
Can I
front.
get this?
Abdul, move away.
Why is Fast Abdul always in the way?
Thank you, bro. Thanks, bro.
I can't read anything.
Whee! Yes. Close to me. Good, very good.
All right, he says, oh no, too big mess over here. All right. He says, I retracted my original statement. Okay, I don't know what he posted before. He says, I'm a conspiracy theorist and very good at speculation. The staking of RH is likely because he's proving that he owns the HEX. And that is his way of letting the government know that he is the owner of the tokens and not a fraud and taking ownership of the tokens. It's bullish, 100%, in my own opinion. I don't know if that makes sense to me, but it's certainly a valid take.
Sure, could be.
You mean like government in some ways said prove that you control it, unlike the Craig Wright saying for years that he was Satoshi, like just move tokens is all you have to do? What are you talking about?
I don't know if it makes sense to me because people are saying the obvious. Like he never claimed to be the OA though.
With the
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
In that regards.
Yeah, I don't.
Right, because two wallets touch each other, so it's like they're now associated. And he would understand that. I think B Roots is actually a lawyer. Is that right? Can anybody verify that?
No, he's a wrestler. He's a wrestler and a speculator.
Okay.
He was an athlete.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's an attorney. I don't know.
Football player. He was a football player for a while too, I think.
Yeah.
And he went to school with Richard Hart.
Yeah,
he went to school with Richard Hart. We're in school together.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All white guys look the same. That could be anybody. We don't know that's Richard Hart.
Exactly.
Gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think that's the reason, right? But it could be like the conclusion is the important part. Right? It's bullish. That's the important part. And he's right on that. It is bullish indeed.
It's bullish.
Well, and he stakes and he takes almost all of the yield, and then the price magically goes up. What is the psychological reaction? Like if you, as a TA guy, a lot of you are TA guys, especially St. Wolf, you see the price go up dramatically.
Yeah.
Let's say 40% in a day.
Yeah.
Something like that, 100% in a day.
Yeah.
Where do you see I'm exiting? And then what if the chart just magic carpet rides? I know it's completely impossible, but what if a magic carpet rides and you never get a re-entry? What happens to the marketing narrative?
Okay, well, Tam was asking that question earlier. So how would him staking and taking that stake out, and let's say I'm collecting the yield. Let's say he starts growing the yield. Maybe he's trying to attract whales, right? Maybe people can then see that, wow, he staked 50 million or billion and he got this much yield and he just keeps restaking it. But let's say he does that. How does that make the price just go up? I mean, first of all, I haven't even seen the eHEX chart. I know it pumped. I've seen the little clips. I need to go look at it. So let's go look at it.
Pumped a bunch.
Well, I mean, Amazon and Apple have been
maybe
around for a long time, but people trade in and trade out, and they find entries and they find exits, and they do TA and they do head and shoulders and they do ascending and descending wedges. But again, if it always was climbing, you know, even if it's not very much, but it's, you know, the T-share rate climbs, it always climbs. Like there's a reasoning to say that once you're out, you are out. Like you're out, don't get yield. You sold off a percentage of whatever you exited on a stake. You paid a hefty fee if it's on Ethereum. You paid a hefty fee if it's on PulseChain. Like I saw transactions today or yesterday or whatever that were very high because people are playing a lot on PulseChain by comparison to being, you know, less than pennies. So like there is a potential marketing there. I'm just saying, once you're out, you're out. Where do you exit at? Where do you exit out of eHEX? 5 cents, 10 cents, 3 cents, 2 cents?
$1 million.
Move is still going to catalyze. And the only thing that makes more HEX is HEX. That's the only thing that makes more of it.
Oh yeah, sure. He could also, like, you know, be punishing the hexicans for, like, you know, selling too much HEX. So he's lowering the yield for everybody.
Battered wife syndrome, battered my husband syndrome.
Yes.
My fault. I should have cleaned the dishes better last night. Sorry. All that punishment that we deserve.
Exactly. We sold too much HEX. Boom. Punished.
Yep.
No more yield for you. Boom.
Okay, well, somebody explained to me exactly why the chart would pump from a large stake being put in. Is that because he had to buy and it burned that amount of HEX? Is it
No. Confidence, bro. Market saw, market liked, boom. It's buyers.
Oh,
man.
buyers stepped in immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
They saw
confident.
the movement and they like thought like the PulseChain stack wallets are moving. There's something happening with those funds.
He's taking eHEX, bro. I'm gonna buy it.
Okay.
That's the logic, man. That's
Or maybe he's like
That's how it
pulling
works.
eHEX back into the house because he kind of like kicked eHEX out of the apartment, told her
Exactly.
he never wants to see her again, and now he's going on a date, right? So like,
Okay, so this is
maybe
buyers
he
stepping
should come
in.
home.
This is pure
Yes.
organic buyers.
Yes.
Okay, well,
100%. None of it is RH for sure.
This
So-
right here looks bullish to me. This looks like a little hammer forming there.
This feels like HEX. This reminds me of HEX. You know, like the 2021. I like this.
There's not that much liquidity here, right? Like
Exactly,
there's
man.
no
Exactly.
liquidity, but it doesn't take that much money to do this.
Well, where were BankX selling at? You think that this catalyzes someone like BankX to stay or go?
Go. I think they'll keep selling.
Yeah,
And I hope they
might
keep
stay
selling.
longer.
Let me correct myself. I hope they keep selling. I want them out as soon as possible, man.
If it's pumping hard enough, it won't matter if they're still here or not.
Yes,
right?
exactly. It's not about the sellers. It's mostly about the buyers.
Do they
That's
have?
exactly correct.
I know there's a lot of wallet tracker guys that pay attention to that, but like, do they have V3 set somewhere or something?
They had and they removed. I think they removed.
Okay.
They were just doing market, like, you know, sales. That's it.
Well, you know,
They don't have that much of, like, you know.
only accumulated eHEX, honestly. Like, you know, I like eHEX. It's still, to me, getting somebody to support it, even if it's a fewer number of people, is still advertisement for the whole chain, for the brand, for you know, the founder not being a lunatic. Like, there's advertisement reasons to have eHEX live.
So this is
Like, imagine if eHEX goes to 1, like, how much are the other tokens, like, you know, going to? Because that's the point, right? Like,
So
if
just-
eHEX pumps a lot, like the other stuff.
So just a tech,
go
like
crazy.
a TA insight. This is pretty ugly looking thing, okay? And I mean, it's a head.
I'm gonna buy more, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's a
How
pretty,
many people exited to make that chart? How many people exited?
Exactly. That's the important part.
it's a
man.
pretty
Exactly.
ugly thing, right? So the interesting
man.
thing is he's broken some serious resistance in a number of spots, but more importantly is forming this bullish hammer right now, at least to my eyes. And once it gets above 3.5 No, it's 0.0035-ish. The uptrend kind of begins as the downtrend kind of gets broken. All right, because it kind of cancels out this this shape right here. So as soon as we move up a little more, it's very bullish. It turns very bullish. Once we get above 0.0037, I think we turn very bullish. We start to.
At what point are you buying? At what point are you buying Wolf? I just want to know that.
What point am I buying pHEX or eHEX?
Yes.
For a pullback.
eHEX.
Do you wait for a pullback because of that? Because of the psychology of such a sudden spike? Especially in the market, it's not the OA. It's market buy. It's not OA buyers. It's
not necessarily now, because you got up above a lot of it. Look, it depends what it clears. If it doesn't clear 0.0035, I'm going to expect a pullback. If we get above, that was that first. If we get above, 0.0035, I think we can run quite a bit higher before we pull back. But if we don't climb above that, we're going to pull back. But looking at what I'm seeing right now, I think we're going to keep going.
I think you got a super chat from SOMMI.
Super chat. Who's that? Your friend SOMMI.
I think.
Super chat.
First of all,
I got some.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Wow.
I got sound effects. SOMMI, what's up, brother? Thanks so much for that super chat. SOMMI says, staking is a good gesture of support, makes HEX yield more scarce, lowers dump pressure of 30-day shark dumpers. RH also probably bullish on ETH. Definitely.
Yes.
SOMMI.
Smart SOMMI.
Thanks so much for that super chat, man. Really appreciate that. And chat, by the way, you should go follow your friend SOMMI. Most of you have never heard of him before. He has a channel over here, and he talks about PulseChain quite often, once in a while. So go over there,
guys,
and give him a
if
subscribe.
you ever mute SOMMI, you're going to be punished. You can never mute SOMMI.
Anybody who's found their way here has probably found SOMMI already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, don't mute
What?
SOMMI. Problem. I feel like it's like
joins.
Definitely give him a sub.
I sent him the link. Maybe he'll join.
But no, we're certainly bullish. He's definitely back in the game. I think that bull run could be commencing here pretty soon. I mean, this is a pretty big move. That's a pretty bold move. I mean, we've sliced through a lot of resistance, and I don't necessarily see a pullback until we go much higher, to be totally honest. Even though this was quite an impulsive move, we'd have to really be rejected pretty hard pretty soon for me to see that. So I'm bullish right now. I mean, this is good. You've cut through some really important areas, okay, and very fast. But there's a lot of support below us too. So if we
in the early days, I don't know if you charted. You probably haven't historically charted HEX's story the first year after AA ended.
No, I mean,
And
I've looked at the chart, but I'm not.
The double of a double that you could have sold on a double, you could have sold on a double. The stair step effectively of the chart. The chart looked like a stair step. Every 2 months, every 3 weeks, whatever the number was. Gerardo and others used to always make this commentary, YouTube content about it. But if that were to start happening again on either chain, it just changes the psychology of the people paying attention. And so you could say, I'm going to sell because I'm staked, and look, I can't sell anyway because I'm staked, which a lot of us said over and over. I can't do anything anyway because I'm staked, whether it's up or down chart. Or, hey, that next stair step, it might be just around the corner because it's some predictability to it or whatever. Like that narrative was what was feeding a lot of the HEX climb to 10,000.
You would have mass hysteria. You would have mass euphoria. It would be crazy. It would be crazy.
And he said recently he said things that were so out of character for Richard 4 years ago. Even though I like Ethereum, even though I copy Ethereum, I don't like what Vitalik did with the S load. Like he nuanced politically, stepped along why Ethereum was good in the day. And recent tweets have been very pro. Again, when you got 400 million worth of a bag of Ethereum, you probably want Ethereum to do well. Like there's certain bias about how much shit can you talk about Ethereum when you've got a big bag of it. So the thing,
Look, he's we need to cancel this out right here, and we need to just get a little bit higher, and kind of negates this whole head and shoulders vibe thing going on. I'm kind of hesitant to call it a Head and Shoulders, you can tell, because I the dread in me if this actually playing out. but no, it is what it is. But we just go a little higher, and technically you're out of the woods, you know. And I do think we can go possibly up here, do 0.005 cents before we have a pullback if this remains bullish, which to me it looks like it can. It looks like the shape. We can turn on some indicators too and see if I'm got some sense in my prediction here. Yeah.
I just did a search on X for the word bank X, and a lot of people talking about bank X past couple of hours.
You see that? We are crossed on the
Looks
MACD.
good.
My thesis may be sound. Look at this break of the RSI up here. Oh, it's nice. We're looking good, man. It makes sense with the bank X. A lot of people, I think that's their biggest concern. I don't think it should be their biggest concern. I don't know why people are still very dramatic about that. They've already reduced their exposure to what? How much HEX do they have left?
200 million or something. It's not much.
It's nothing, man. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not that much. It really isn't.
Yeah.
But you know what puts it into the market or puts it into a DEX, into being able to be sold? Price. Price is the only thing that gets it out of their wallet into be sold. It either puts it in V3 or puts it in V2 or direct dumps into the liquidity that's available. But price is the only thing that brings liquidity into the market. That's the only thing.
True.
Thanks for the heads up, C-Money. C-Money said, Wolf, don't forget to check for him unless you have a doorbell. Yeah, because my new Zoom doesn't make any noise when somebody comes. You guys all came at the same time, so I was looking, but I was just charting. So if SOMMI had come, I might not have seen him actually.
SOMMI waiting. That would be fun.
Said he was making a video.
It's kind of a pain in the ass. By the way, if you guys have Zoom and you know how to turn on a doorbell or some kind of buzzer, please let me know, because I do not know how to turn anything on here. I don't see anything for doorbell or buzzer.
No, I use Zoom, but I use it for meetings. I've never.
Yeah.
I was actually, when you sent me the link, I assumed like 20 minutes ago, I assumed you wanted to meet with me privately. I was like, oh, a Zoom.
Hey,
he wants a Zoom meeting. Okay. And I was like, oh, I'm on stream. What hell?
Oh, that explains what I saw on the bed. Okay. Everything is making complete sense now.
Man, there's so much speculation in. I searched for eHEX on Twitter. Oh, man, there's so many like full moon in 7 days, and there's the horoscope people are in here, like wild.
Wild.
Okay.
It's all
I
related.
think the
to
horoscope
moon,
people
guys.
are still here. You're one of the horoscope people, aren't you?
Let's go look at.
Hey, you said something about a blood moon. What is this March thing that people talk about or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
like a super moon or something, right? Something like that.
on March 16th, we have a blood moon, correct?
Yes.
Come over here.
And that's bad or good?
Should be good, I guess. No? Is it bad? Maybe blood moon is bad.
I have no idea.
don't know. No, it's doesn't matter.
To me, it's neutral. So
It's neutral.
definitely.
Oh, why?
But that's how I roll.
It's from 1 to 1. There's a lot of that going on right now on their postings.
It's March 16th. It's a serious moon. It's a serious moon.
What's the reasoning in your mind of 500 billion on eHEX and not 500 billion on pHEX? Why the difference? Why the 50% difference?
Good question.
I heard it was a hex moon. Well, it's a moon. It's an event, and I think it's a rather large moon, and we can usually expect some kind of either a dump in the stock market, some weakening in a trend. I don't want to say dump, but a weakening of a trend, possibly, or you can have something like big events like to transpire around those times as well. You have to remember it's also technically the start of spring. Is around that time, so it's ceremonial. If you go back to our pagan roots or our early, Druid days, based on whatever cult you believe is running things, and makes all these shenanigans happen.
It kind of sounds like you could find a good answer or a bad answer.
It could be. Yeah, it depends. Are they chopping someone's head off, or are they, is it an orgy? What do they have planned? I don't know.
Yeah, it depends what you're into, I guess.
Blood moon's bad.
Maddie's in the chat. He says it's bad.
They literally call it a blood moon. I'm assuming they are going to chop someone's head off.
Sounds bad.
Maybe if you like blood, who knows?
They're going to do a ritual sacrifice.
Yeah.
All right, pups, guys, we are going on, we're about an hour and a half. We have Fast Abdul, Funding Jim, Gary, and Pedro. Everybody subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Really appreciate everybody here tonight. This was a last-minute stream. This was very cool. Everyone showed up to the party. By the way, we're on Twitch as well, so if you have a Twitch account, head over there and just smash like. People are checking out PulseChain over there. And once again, thank you so much for the super chat to your friend SOMMI. Once again, he has a channel. Go over there and subscribe, support his work. He's making PulseChain content.
Indeed.
And I'm going to take 1 minute and grab a drink really quick. I'll be right back. You guys just
go for that wine.
Yes. Grab wine.
Got it.
But it's like people are saying Blood Moon is bad. But imagine, maybe it's bad if you're holding USDC, right?
Could be. I got to tell you that, like crypto, when you do crypto, you pretty much think about it as USDC all the time. And the Canadian dollar has taken a large hit lately due to various FUD surrounding tariffs. And it's been good to be mostly in US dollars via crypto, in the way I look at it. Oh, okay, I actually have way more Canadian dollars than I had 2 weeks ago because the rate just went way down. So it's not always a bad thing. I think that stuff's all going to pass, though. Like the recent macro FUD about tariffs between Canada, USA, Mexico, and China, like they're all kind of on pause now. And I think it was just a negotiating tactic from Trump, and everything's going to get cleared up, and the market will resume. What do you guys think?
Didn't the exact same thing happen the last time that Trump was like president, like the tariff thing? I vaguely
He
remember.
talked about the exact same things. He
Okay.
talked about all the same things, I think.
Okay. All right.
So, but like I think it's it's part of his negotiating style is to come in strong and slam his fist on the table, right? And
Aggressive.
then maybe he pulls back and makes a different deal. So, if that's the case. And like it's okay if I'm obviously a little Canadian biased, but there's no reason that a leader for a country wouldn't want to negotiate the best deal for his country, right?
I agree. That does make sense. Yeah, but probably Gary knows more about the macro stuff, I guess. He knows about everything.
Yeah, I'm nerding out on...
Hey, Wolf, do we have any new guests in the chat, by chance? There we go.
There he is.
There we go.
His video is like 28 minutes. I'll have to listen to it later. Maybe you can give a condensed version.
He speaks pretty fast. Let's speed him up.
Yeah, I always
SOMMI.
That's the hard thing about meeting people in live streams or in real life. They don't speak double speed the way I always listen to them.
Indeed.
No.
I hear you.
You're right.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, we got a new guest coming in. Let me punch it in here.
There we go.
Hi, darlings. How we doing?
Okay.
SOMMI.
Doing
Like
great.
we ran home. I was on the treadmill. I was doing legs, and I'm like, I can't be bothered. Nah, let's go. And I just ran. It's awesome.
Right on.
I heard, sirs, you were talking about origin address, HEX, yield, all that. I wanted to throw something out here. Sorry to interrupt, friends. Don't ask me how I know, but if you want to know how Richard thinks what's actually happening is, you remember he wouldn't even buy Hexologist the sandwich. Yeah, like $50, right? So just to let you know, but billionaires, they don't operate like you and me. You and me, like we're out. Let's say you're saving to buy a home. You need to save $100,000. If I'm out with you, I'll still shout you a drink. I'm like, it's $10. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. And you probably don't care either. Richard doesn't think like that, though. He's got that billionaire head where he's like, I have a goal in the future, which is probably 12 months from now, big bull market, euphoria, Ethereum is higher, big things have happened. So what he's doing today is he's like basically budgeting, okay? But it doesn't, budgeting's like a boring word, but that's effectively what he's doing with the HEX origin address, because he knows, oh, if I'm going to be hopefully part of a big bull run mania, and let's say there's $100,000 being dumped of HEX every week, he's able to remove that now. Now it's like $50,000. So he's calculated it probably in his head very easily. He's like, oh, if the price is 100x higher, right, I now have to spend, say, $50 million less to cover these guys in the next 12 months. So he's calculated that in his head. Now, he doesn't come out, as Gary was talking about before. There's no expectations with this, right? So, because he can change his mind in every 3 seconds. And you don't want him to be burdened with explaining to peanut brains, oh, it might work, it might not. I'll change my mind. You're just like, dude, just you're the billionaire. You just do whatever. It's like Elon Musk, right? So, but I'm sure that's what's actually happening. I saw Tam, shout out to Tam and everyone else out here. You're wondering, why did the price go up?
Oh, shit.
Remember, markets, I know we're all crazy, but if you look at all of us collectively, we price in the future pretty smart. So the market, when he's staking, people are like, oh, it's a boost of confidence to go up. That's part of it, yes. But also another part of it is all of us know that the top 20 biggest wallets, instead of dumping, say, $100,000 a month now or a week, now it's like $50,000. So the market has like removed that sell pressure expectation. So it's now like factoring in less selling in the future. That's like helping the price. But obviously, as I mentioned, you guys kindly played my clip before. It helps the selling part. It's like Bitcoin miners. Like, okay, Bitcoin miners, they don't sell as much. Okay, but you have to worry about the demand side of the equation. That's why we need Ethereum to go up. So that's effectively what he's done. He's helped with that price part. Basically, the origin address to do all that. Now, I know there's a lot of conspiracies and stuff out here, but think about it just like Rich is like, okay, if we're going to be in a bull market, these things compound each other. Basically, like, it's kind of like pDAI as well. Remember I told you, like, we went through it, like, hey, why, if Richard knows you're going to cheat at 3 cents and 1 cent, he's going to let you cheat. If you don't cheat at 1 cent, he has to pay your bill at 50 cents. And other people, he doesn't want that. Just like HEX now. Yeah. So these people, also with the incentives of the HEX, it now incentivizes them to stake longer if they have, like, if they're relying on HEX for yield. So there's people like, you know, getting $10,000 a month. Now they're only going to get, I don't know what the real number is. They might only get like $3,000 a month. And then now they have to buy more. They have to buy more or think about selling less. And it's been like such a big move. So if you guys need any help explaining any of that, that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. But yeah, let's be honest. Like, I released a recent video, Ethereum fooled everyone. Just to show you, friends, like, man, it's really easy. I know you're sitting at home, man. It's really easy to just point the finger at Richard. It's not his fault, man. Like, Ethereum was strong in a crypto bear market and then weak in the bull market. That is like, you had a freak accident, man. It's literally a freak accident. Like, it did really, really well early in the bear, and you're like, you survived FTX, you survived capitulations, you survived SCC, you survived everything, ready for the bull market. And then we gave them an Ethereum spot ETF. What happened to Ethereum? Just showing you the unpredictability and the chaos part of markets. But yeah, I know you all know that. You're like, hey, SOMMI, can we get the chaos up part? I know, man. I've been every day, bro. I'm waiting. So I love his offense. If you have any questions, we can continue the discussion. Let me know. Somebody
asked why 7 days.
I think he can. Okay, he does the 7 days, so he can monitor people's actions. Because if he does it too long, what if it does nothing? You know what I mean? So he's probably doing the 7 days to see, hey, do people emergency end or do something else? Kind of like a tester. Smart. That's what I'm thinking. I think he'll just keep doing it until he's happy with the yield rate. That's what I think. He's almost like pushing a button.
I like that.
But he's taking the yield away from other stakers when he does that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So do you think that's part of it? That he's actually reducing the inflation rate on purpose somehow?
Oh yeah, that's the whole point. Inflation rate is here. So dip catcher, I mean, he calculated. I always wanted to know this and make sense. The user inflation is about 11%, which is too big. I don't know if you guys know. So if you actually check out all crypto altcoins, the inflation rate, I know it doesn't sound important, but coins with more than like 8% inflation have like horrendous bear market performance for some reason, and then anything under 8% was okay. And everybody thinks they're a special snowflake, but they're not. So I'm not sure if Richard knows that data specifically, but he's done that because we live in a new paradigm now, kind of. Product market fit. People have shorter term expectations. Not like crypto changes too fast, man. So the long-term yield thing doesn't really matter. I guess now it's more about HEX, the community, and not just HEX, the game theory of a T-share. It's still the same. Don't worry about that. Because look at Bitcoin, man. You know, when people started with Bitcoin, oh, you can mine it from your laptop. You know, is Bitcoin still mine it from money? No, it's what is it now? BlackRock money. You know what I mean? Like it's the narrative's changed. Now it's fixed the money, fixed the world. But it used to be just laptop electricity money. And so that narrative stuff doesn't matter. It's all fugazi. We change the narrative as it goes up. Now Bitcoin's, oh, we're digital gold. We're better than gold. You know, so I'm sure HEX will change like that as well. Of course, I've helped you see that as well because like we've got a lot of memes now, JPEGs and memes and stuff out here. Yeah, but here's the thing, and I mean this, okay? They haven't survived minus 99%. Okay, they say they will, or they'll never get there, or they'll say I'll never hold on to it. But you know that's a badge of honor, pretty much, for HEX out here. And yeah, and also I think it helps too with the founder optics helping the price. There's a bigger plan. That's part of the meme, by the way. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you guys know. Part of Richard's meme is he's like God in the Bible, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna blow down a tree, and people try to figure out what does God mean by that. You know, wear a skirt when I shouldn't have, or you know, all these other stuff. That's part of the meme of like conspiracies and like and deeper meanings and numerology. That's part of the personality of everyone in the PulseChain ecosystem. And then you have the pDAI thing. You're not surprised. Also, this definitely boosts pDAI because we're like, you know how easy it is to just tell people now, look how fast he moved the origin address. One day that can be you. That's all people want to hear. You know, I'm not proponing it, but just the proposal of it. But it's just everyone saw how fast it was. You just wake up one day and things happening, and it's kind of funny how it all, you know, from the despair, these things just start turning around.
It's so true. It's so true, man. Hey, by the way, welcome
people
to the.
People were so sad just a day ago about core coins, right? Like and they were so angry at pump.tires in regards to what happened to the core coin prices, because of course 90% of the money flowing into pump.tires was coming from other coins in the ecosystem, including core coins.
Good point. So we just add friends to that. I watch every day when Donald Pump dropped his celeb token. We all saw the black hole liquidity vortex, right? However, the altcoins that dumped didn't recover. It was the top signal end. But okay, so people have asked me, SOMMI, what if Richard is the top signal for us? Here's the thing: we are Ethereum linked. Okay, spiritually, financially, we're part of the Ethereum crew, and Ethereum's been going down forever. So that feels bad today, but like when you're going down so bad, you're a beach ball under the water, right? You're gonna bounce up eventually. So we have only seen PulseChain with a bleeding Ethereum. When it starts going up, we're gonna be part of that. You know, Solana's the one that's gonna probably have the problem in the future. However, that's not a flooding Solana. Solana won the game. Solana gained 10x on Ethereum, and then everything else dropped 50% on ETH. So if you do the multiple, Solana holders since like July 2023 are 20 times wealthier than the average altcoiner. I'm not joking, 20 times, because they gained a 10x and everyone else lost 50% against ETH. However, Solana people, if you talk to them, they're like, no, we've won the game. We're not getting out. You know, and I'm like, hey, Donald Pump just launched a celeb token and his son is shilling Ethereum. Is that a warning sign for you? And they go, no, Ethereum, soy lattes. I go, look, man, okay, Vitalik eats a lot of bugs and soy. I'm just telling you, if he just starts doing push-ups for a week and the Ethereum chain switches, and remember, I've released recent information telling everyone all the stable coins are in Ethereum, US dollar dominance, they probably want to lock down Ethereum first, man. Solana's only got 8% of the stable coins in crypto. Ethereum's got 60%. So it's the mothership of all the stable coins. So once you see all of that picture together, what everyone wants to know is what happens next. We don't know, friends. We don't know. Richard and all of us, we've taken a punt on Ethereum. It hasn't done as well as we thought by now, but if it starts going up from here, PulseChain, obviously that pump tires stuff out here, it will be okay as long as our core price goes up, you know? So, yeah, we got to think of it like this. Like, don't you feel? I feel more comfortable knowing that something happened where product market fit was extremely high, which is pump fun, JPEG trash, and Richard acted. I like that. He tried. He's like, hey, you want a brothel? You got your brothel. There you go. Yeah. So I like that. I don't like, you know what Ethereum guys do? I don't know if you guys know this, guys. Ethereum Foundation, if you go check, I made tweets out here. People out there have spoken to those people in Ethereum Foundation. They don't even use the chain. All they know about, I'm not making this up, I had to triple check. All they know is MetaMask. That's it. They know MetaMask, Uniswap. They don't know anything else. They don't know what's on Ethereum. They don't know Aave. Just who are these people? Just these weird people somehow made it into the foundation. So that's how slow it is. It really does. I mean, like Mr. Custard, my friend, he said, "Sommi, just admit it. We're on a Democrats chain. You know, that's Ethereum." And I'm like, no, don't say that. Don't say that. It's kind of funny just to show you, like, it's like really bureaucratic, slow. You guys got to remember, man, Ethereum. Why are we all on Ethereum? Because Ethereum was the move fast, break things chain. Now it's the let's hold hands and not change our minds for 5 years, you know? So at least Richard's doing that. That's also why we're slingshot leverage on that. Anything good that happens, Ethereum Foundation's got to wait 6 months before they can do a signature. Richard goes yoink, and we have that. And by the way, it's awesome Richard does it because there's no extraction of value. He does it, the buy and burn of the fees. It's symbiotic, but I know you want to know, hey, when does the price go up? When? I don't know. Just Ethereum's got to move up first.
I got a question for you on the Ethereum thing. First of all, welcome to the show, SOMMI. It's great to see you again. Haven't seen you since Christmas-ish. Yeah. And apologize, we didn't have your face at the beginning of the screen. So thanks to chat for screaming at me because I could see him. I didn't realize it didn't get plugged in. But and shout out really quick to C Money. He says the Avengers are here. Yeah, what a team we got here. Shout out to chat, man. Thanks so much, C Money. Appreciate that. I guess a really simple question. I know probably a lot of people are asking that. We know that HEX is connected to Ethereum. What's your simple explanation to people? Why are we so attached to Ethereum? Why are we dependent on them? Why does it matter what Ethereum does?
It's such a good... I every day on my Juicy News, I think about this. Every day. There is a chart I show, which is the most powerful chart in crypto. No one charts it. It's others versus Ethereum market cap, okay? And it's been going sideways for like 8 years. So every narrative, gaming, NFTs, metaverse, Bitcoin up and down, everything we've invented, even Solana, for some reason, the bulk of risk on stuff in crypto is Ethereum linked. It can never deviate too far above it or below it. And like we can speculate why maybe Ethereum first mover advantage. You could also think back and go, maybe Ethereum moving is macro risk appetite. So when Ethereum moves up, it's just a reflection of that. But here's the funny part, man. We're slingshot leverage on Ethereum. We're not even an Ethereum layer 2. So we're all connected, guys. We're all part of this cycle continuum part. We truly all are. Yeah, so here's the thing. By the way, we are in cope mode. Like, you know, you might ask, hey, what if Ethereum goes up and we don't move? Okay, but what if a comet hits Earth? I don't know. Yeah, no. You know, so
what if Ethereum doesn't go up?
It's all the EVM, it's everything else together. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Let's ask the other question. What if Ethereum doesn't go up? Because I think that's probably what you know, most people are probably concerned about. What if it doesn't go up? What happens?
Good question. Well, we know.
Could go right from BTC to other chains, right? Like everybody wants BTC to go up, then Ethereum goes up, then everything else goes up. What if it skips Ethereum and still hits other EVMs?
If there's no Ethereum moving, there will be confidence euphoria money of people who want to get rich. So all we're doing is speculating where they're going to go. So can they keep buying pet rock Bitcoin? They can. They're going to be very disappointed. It takes you 4 hours to move it. You know, where else can they go? People have said Solana. Here's the thing, man. In every cycle, the Bitcoin halvening year technology winner didn't carry over to the year after it. So in 2012, 2016, and 2020, I know each one, because I went back and I checked. So whatever won in 2012, 2016, and 2020, the big bulk of the move, most of the returns that it gave in the Bitcoin halvening year, they didn't carry over in the final bull market year. they did move up a bit, but people went to new stuff. You want to know that's why Richard was such a genius visionary. HEX was more of a DeFi 2 coin, but he made it before DeFi 1 was even a thing. Just to show you, like, in 2020, DeFi and Uniswap and all these things did big, right? Aave, Synthetics, Chainlink. They were abomination trash in 2021. We moved on. I mean, HEX was the big product market fit capture of that as well. So if we look at 2024, what won? Solana, fast trading stuff. I know it sounds, trust me, it sounds really, it's hard to believe. But look, man, I went back and I checked. Like, I remember 4 years ago, I got dusted on all my DeFi stuff. I thought securitization and Chainlink, all stuff, like, the market moved on. You know, so we can only assume, like, is this time going to be different? It could always be different. It just, I don't know, man. Like I made videos 2 years ago about this. I didn't know it was going to be Solana, but I said, look, if you are part of the 2024 tech winner, I said that to my audience, said to everyone. I go, if you are part of that, please, for the love of God, don't think you've hit the unicorn forever. Hedge. Rotate into Bitcoin or Ethereum, like half of it, just in case. Because if you did not do that, you gave everything back and you underperformed in 2021 and 2017 and 2013, every single cycle. Now, here we are. Are people doing it? No. They're like, hey, you're wrong. Donald Trump just launched a celeb token. And I'm like, see, I'm hoping, see this confidence? We're kind of hoping that HEX resurrects, PulseChain resurrects, pDAI, all these things come up, and it gives people so much confidence that they bridge into the chain in 12 months from now and show us that. Yeah, so I want you guys to understand this cycle stuff. It's really hard, man. It's super hard because the most amazing stuff happens at the tops, and then everyone else looks like a loser, right? So this is like, technically, you should be turbo leverage long Ethereum right now. Like, you can't get worse than that. You know what I mean? You've round tripped 8 years, no protein insight. Richard and the president's son are marketing Ethereum better than the Ethereum people. You know, like, you've hit rock bottom, you know what I mean? Yeah. But no one wants to believe in that, you know? So what do you guys think? Do you think it will turn around?
Yeah.
How do you even see HEX fitting into all of that and PulseChain?
Oh, 100%. I think ETH is going to have its moment in the sun here coming up. I don't think we're too far away from that happening. Even if we range for a little bit longer, ETH's going to have its move for sure. They're just shaking people out to the very end. They've just been making it hard on everybody. Look, they know everybody's in alts. All the people who've been in crypto for a long time, they know where we're hanging out in alts, you know. And they got to make this run not as easy for us, you know. Where our expectations are too high, they're tempering them a little bit. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Donald Trump's building on Ethereum, right? Like, that's not worth nothing. And I think there will be a DeFi season that comes at some point in this market. Obviously, memes are doing very, very well. Somebody may not agree with me that there'll be a DeFi season, but I think there will be a DeFi season, and that President Trump is going to launch it. He's already done his meme thing.
I mean, I think, like, you're actually right on the things about, like, 2020 being different, like, the narratives, because you're super right. In 2020 it was like the DeFi thing, and then 2021 it was NFTs. So, I mean, yeah, like, it could be a good thing that we haven't properly pumped yet, because it might be that we are the new narrative, right? For whatever reason, doesn't matter. It might be the SEC is dropping, it might be Richard starting buying aggressively, it might be, doesn't matter, right? So that's a very good thing, because like if you look at doesn't matter, DEX screen or whatever it is, we're like 4th or 5th place or whatever. Like, it's ridiculous, man. We have 50,000 people, 10,000 people. How much do we have? Like, it's not much. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's bullish in my opinion.
We're starting.
Can I also add, friends, quickly before Gary speaks as well? Philosophically, so you all know, friends, Bitcoin is anti-US dollar. Ethereum is pro-US dollar. Bitcoin is anarchy. It's competing with the US dollar for store of value. So eventually the government, once they've got everyone in, they're probably going to look at it and go, wait a minute, we want you guys to hold our US dollar because we supply bonds to the world and then we need them to spend money, right? And then this Bitcoin thing, yeah, it's cool, but we can't print more Bitcoin. And with Ethereum, though, totally different game. Ethereum is the rails for their stablecoins. So they can just print more money and have the stablecoins. So if you see it like that big picture, I know it sounds ridiculous, but Ethereum's going to turn around. Like, it's almost a chosen government chain by this point. I know it doesn't look like it now, you know? So yeah, Gary, you want to share any thoughts?
Yeah, I just put in the link. People can play with it as they wish, but it's a very useful website, hexcalc.net. You can choose if it's Ethereum or if it's PulseChain. So they have diverged a little bit as far as like their T-share rates and things like that. And I just did a calculation of using 100 just for 30 days. Like you said, these sharks that have been rolling over their stakes instead of long-term staking. Now with this current information, it brings the APY down to 7%. So you had said something about like any coin that has a supply that inflates above 8 or whatever, that's detrimental. Ethereum, when it went to proof of work and maybe even before that, I think that they averaged like 4 to 6%. A talking point that Richard used to talk about back in the day of HEX origin was inflation of 3.69 for HEX. But obviously on a rolling stake, short stakes, it has been overhead. So I think that there is strategy to reducing the APY. But on the other side, I think it only matters if the price goes up. It doesn't matter about any of the staking narrative, what the OA does, if the price on, I think both chains should go up. So if let's say, and I said something to people like yourself, as well as St. Wolf, that really do TA and understand all of the different patterns and all of the stuff that OG Hexicans really got invited to HEX because we didn't have to pay attention to things on charts. That's one reason why we bought and staked long term, is we didn't want to pay attention to the charts. We just want to talk about the value of delayed gratification, all these other narratives. But it will be interesting only if price goes up, and I don't think that it would survive. I'm biased, by killing the parasitic twin of eHEX. I don't think that movement works on marketing. What are your opinions?
Also, yeah, dopamine, green candles, they're like food. Like, if you run out of food, do you really care about morals and using a pronoun? You don't give a shit. You're like, I need to eat my bananas or we're going to starve. That's what unfortunately happens in the market cycles. Also, in the comment section, it's funny. Someone in here is actually drinking soy. Charles, we can't pump with you, sir. Also, Mr. Red Bull, do we need to rely on Ethereum that much? Here's the thing, sir. I can tell you, we don't need them. Everything's going to be great. I'm just telling you. Charts, ratios, sentiment, we are all linked. All of us are connected. You know what I've done every day for 2.5 years? I have tracked mentally every day Ethereum BTC ratio, and Richard Hart stuff, and altcoins. And to my shock, Ethereum's USD price is irrelevant. I couldn't believe it. We follow the sentiment of the ETH BTC ratio. Even though you go talk to people, they don't know what the hell that is. Isn't that crazy? They have no idea what the hell that is. Altcoiners in the trenches, JPEG tickers, doing backflip, no one knows. But for some reason, when that thing's going down, we all feel trash. When that thing starts to spike up a tiny bit, we're like, oh yes, we're back on. It's the ETH BTC ratio. So that to me is fascinating. And that's when I was able to be like, oh wow, it's still going down lower. That's why you can have an optimistic, bullish outlook going like, okay, we can't possibly get worse than this. You know what I mean? You already know Vitaly gets bugs and stuff out here. Maybe he just breaks up with his girlfriend next. You know what I mean? Like something bullish happened. That'd be funny. But that'd be funny if that happens. Yeah. So
that's exactly what he needs right now.
It's not what we. Yeah.
If he gets.
Yeah, we don't want them to happen. It just is.
If his girlfriend dumps him, I think that'll be the best thing that'll happen to him. It'll be like push-ups the next day. We need to pump ETH price. He's gonna go nuts. Yo, everybody, hit subscribe, smash like. We got an amazing team tonight. We do have a question from Mr. Red Bull, sir. I'm glad you're not drinking the soy milk. He wants to talk about pDAI. He's asking, SOMMI, question. We need to get the 150% collateralization for pDAI. When that happens and we peg, all our economic energy will rotate back into the core coins. That is going to send us to the moon hard. Is that your question? We need to. How do you get
It's true, sir. Yeah, look. So if everyone wants to know, if you want to know me, I am euphoric at pDAI 10 cents. That's the number. Why? Not I'm selling. Why? It's because I'm like, it's happening. That's it. It's happening. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you watch a movie, is Rocky gonna defeat Ivan Drago at the end, and he starts training? You're like, oh, the music. You know, the music coming on is pDAI 10 cents. Just to let you know. Now, for everyone at home, what Mr. Red Bull said, he's talking about, you know, can the price oracle on PulseChain just say pDAI is $1? Yeah, it can. Still comes to those liquidity ramps. So, you never know, man. Maybe it all works out. Richard Hart aligning with Ethereum, Donald Pump aligning with Ethereum, more stable coins. Because, you know, pDAI is actually a stable coin story. Because for pDAI to help pump PulseChain, we've got to get people from Ethereum land. You know, there's I think $120 billion there. That's the most of it in crypto. We've got to get a chunk of that into our bridge and to lock in with pDAI. Once they do that, we can actually mint pDAI, and you swap from your pDAI to your stable coin, and then we actually get the Hyperloop. The trick is, though, how do you get the stable coins over? That's where you and I were like, look, I don't know how Richard's going to do it. Don't even tell me how you're going to do it. That's it. You're the billionaire. You're the genius. You figure something out. You press the buttons. You tell us, you know, you just tell us that you're not leaving, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. So that's what I want you to know. That's why I don't have any price predictions. If your bridge only gets $50 million of stable coins, we flop. If we get 5 billion, we're going probably PLS 1 cent, something stupid. Like we have the biggest, most turbo hyper pump of all time. Yeah. So that number, you and I don't know. You and I, we don't know. We can only guess. But only one way to find out, right? You have to be long. So I want everyone to know that's pretty much what it comes down to. And if you wait for that moment, it's too late. So you're either in or not right now. And that's ultimately what we're all waiting for. But the conspiracies and stuff out here, it's not about whether he's like, you know, gonna do it or not. It's whether it can be done. And that's why I want here to tell you, like, as Ethereum goes up, Tether prints more money, stable coins get bigger. He's got incentive token, right, to give people yield. And he's like looking at Tether, like maybe there's $10 billion of Tether scattered around in poopy areas on Ethereum earning 5% yield. Yeah. Well, he knows, I want to give him 10%. Let me use incentive token. Okay. And then we start marketing to them to get them to come over. That's pretty, I think that's how he wants. Yeah. It's all about the marketing, you know, like it's not perfect. Are they going to say, I don't want to touch this Richard Hart stablecoin? Or are the exchanges going to help, you know? By the way, it also helps. We just die. It's not like, hey, we're some weird US dollar thing. You know what I mean? It's like we're a community takeover of pDAI and stuff out here, you know? So, and you never know, man. He might have a plan. Maybe he's changed his mind. I don't know out here. That's why if we had the answers, pDAI wouldn't be 1 cent, okay? It'd be more towards 30 cents, but part of the magic, right?
Do you agree, SOMMI, that Richard would be more incentivized to participate in pegging pDAI if it was closer to $1 than it is right now, at the time when he stepped in, so to speak? Absolutely, man. This guy wouldn't buy Hexologist a $12 sandwich. Why is he gonna let you sell $500,000 worth of your pDAI when he knows he wants to give you the opportunity to sell it for $50,000, right? To let you cheat out. So it only, if you calculate how much money, which we've done, it only makes sense you would let people do that, right? And by the way, that's classic Richard. He just lets the bottom fall out and he just walks away for 3 months. Look at eHEX, by the way. You know, if eHEX goes up with pHEX, if eHEX goes back to like 5 cents, 10 cents, what's everybody going to be saying? They're going to be saying, ha, 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 did you get shaken out? Genius, play 5D chess. That's what they're going to say. But that's only after the fact out here. You're not going to be told in real time. So I do agree, sir. That's pretty much it. I think, obviously, the fairy tale is you wake up to pDAI $1. But realistically, you know, Richard is like, I'm not going to give you $1 million when I know you'll take the $20,000, you know? Yeah. So that makes more sense with what he does.
That's a good point.
Like everybody wants it to be $1 tomorrow because the whole chain would explode, right? Like it'd be great. Yeah. But yeah, I don't feel like he's going to do that.
What are your thoughts about the price of 500 billion times the current price of eHEX? It calculates out to $1.465 billion worth of like paper money. but then that moving over to PulseChain after the stake ends and using as some kind of vault collateral. Do you have any narrative around that?
Yeah, with the collateral and the vault and all these, pretty much my conclusion is it can all be done, but that's not the juice. I want everyone to know. The juice is not whether he can move money around in digits. He can do that. It's easy. That's not the hard part, friends. The hard part is what we just spoke about. It's the bridge of the stablecoins. That's the hard part. How do you convince, 120 billion on Ethereum right now? How do you get 5 billion to use our bridge, lock into pDAI? How do you get them to do that? How high does Richard Hart's incentive token need to be for the yield to get them to do that?
That's it.
We can
100%.
we can make pDAI say it's $1 in 2 seconds. But that's the magic. That's why you're betting on Richard Hart. Okay, you're betting on Richard Hart. If it was me and Mr. Saint Wolf, you know what I mean? It'd be a different story. We don't know. He's got some plan. He knows what everybody's yielding on curve, and he's probably waiting for the right time.
100%.
Because in bull markets, people want yield. And yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to.
That's it. Simple.
You got to remember, Gary, that when if eHEX or Pulse or PulseHEX or any core coins were used to collateralize a DAI vault, it's effectively exposing them to the market, because if that vault gets liquidated, those assets then get auctioned off. Right?
Exactly.
So it's like you put all that eHEX that's never moved from the way account, that was never going to be sold, you'd make it so it could be sold. So I would think Richard would stray away from that.
Well, if you had, let's say again, the magic, and again, maybe these are old narratives, the magic of HEX had been that only HEX can beget more HEX. Like you had to stake. If nobody ever staked since the origin story of HEX, there would be no more supply. The mechanism has to be, someone has to stake. And if someone stakes, then they get 369% instead of 3.69%, like they get the total or something, right? So like the narrative around staking has some kind of lore to it and storytelling to it. But it's interesting that potentially pulling that supply back through spicy tweets, the market has decided, capitulation, EES, migration, infighting. I saw Christopher's thing saying something about like, if pDAI were to peg, we've been poor a time, psychologically poor, beating on each other, all this other stuff. But like that also means that there can't be that much supply out there. And if you can push that price up and support eHEX not being able to be liquidated, how much money does it take to not allow it to be liquidated, to keep the ratios high? Like, I don't know how much eHEX...
50% collateralization, right? So that's how the DAI contract works. So it's not a full liquidation. It could be a partial liquidation, but if it drops... And I am not an expert on MakerDAO or DAI, but just with my summary understanding, like even a partial liquidation of the account would put that eHEX on the market.
Yeah.
Or part of it.
Has been Svengali and Pied Piper for this community for 7 years. All it takes is him basically saying the reasons why you shouldn't want to liquidate the crux of this ecosystem. Like, sure, there's gonna be malicious actors that would, but I don't think it takes that much capital, and I don't think it takes that much capital, whether it's through a small group or a big group or a whale or a bunch of dolphins or whatever, to keep liquidation from happening.
All of these numbers, we did calculate them a lot. And yeah, there are variables. There's just things you just don't know. It's 100% true. But yeah, it all, once again, comes back to that stablecoin bridge. The thicker you can get that bridge, which is more stablecoins over, that's our protection. That's the biggest shield. And that's why we're betting that Richard, he's got a whiteboard and he worked it out and he knows the ratios. He knows what HEX's price action did. That's why we're taking that bet. We are taking that bet. So that's why when in my pDAI videos, I really got it down and I simplified. I'm like, look, man, you're never gonna explain this. You're never gonna get it. You're half you're dentists and nurses. You're walking around. You're a plumber. You're contributing to society. I'm just telling you. Grok thinks it's 60% chance it's Richard. Do you want to bet on this guy getting long exposure to him? Wouldn't you like to bet on Elon Musk's coin before You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you like to bet on that before people knew it was Elon Musk? Yeah, there's a 60% chance. That's all it comes down to. Because, like, if you, trust me, we can think of 50,000 things that can go wrong, and they'll fudge you out. But yeah, I'm sure it happened with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're in a place where, like, this type of FUD and uncertainty, I know it sounds crazy, just if we get ETH-BTC to go up, magic just starts happening. That's it. Can we peg? Yes, price is going up and all these things start to come together, you know? Do you guys still believe? What do you guys even think about the pump ties and the casino? How do you feel about the mindshare dilution? What are you guys feeling about that?
A lot of emotions there. I was on vacation for a week. I went to Panama. It was a crypto conference, actually, so I wasn't really on vacation, but I wasn't watching the chart, and I wasn't watching the X. And I came back to like all red candles on core coins, and then all these new green candles on things I've never heard of. So yeah, there were a lot of emotions there. I'm still not sure if I like it or not.
I love it. I think it's brilliant, genius move.
Mr. Pedro, what do you think, sir?
Sorry, man. Can you repeat? I wasn't here.
That's okay.
That's bullish. Bullish.
No. My kid woke up, so I was just putting him to bed again. Sorry.
Look, it's a great mark. It's absolutely product market fit. It's needed right now. You need this element there. People want it. They want to play on this. And look, I'll be totally honest. We talk about bear market hedges. This was the bear market hedge. You know, everything was ready to dump anyway there, and it dumped. And guess what started pumping? All the memes. Everybody they entered the casino and started pumping the memes. And I have a weird feeling that when this bull run ends, we won't have 4-year cycles like we had before. But because guess what won't close? The meme casino won't close. It'll be Vegas all through the bear market. It's just going to keep running. You know it will. So I think it was necessary. I think he understood that and saw that coming. If you believe that that's what's going to happen, and I do, I think the casino is just going to run, especially in the bear market. You know, it's just going to go. If we even have
burning a crap ton of pulse.
Yeah, that too.
Did you see that website that shows you how much pulse it burns? It's crazy.
It's an incredible amount. It's unbelievable. What's the website though?
Look into pump.tires.
Look into pump.tires.
Like,
okay. So
everyone knows, I just want for everyone listening as well, with Pump Fun, we tried the experiment, Ethereum, Tron, everything else. The core benefit to the casino is if the native coin is going up. So with Solana, Sol went up. Mm-hmm. Sol did a 10x, right? Mm-hmm. And so there was a lot of casino people in there. They played for a long time. When ETH-BTC it kept dropping, the Ethereum ones, their sugar rush didn't last. Tron one didn't last either. 2 weeks. But like if we're at the foot of basically the bull market now, and we're hoping 12 months it goes up, we're probably going to see more people come in, make more tickers. It's going to be themed with us. There'll be like a SOMMI coin and Gary, and like someone has a meme like, maybe Matty Allen gets a new car and they just write new car, you know, and it'll have like $6 a market cap. But it's weird how it works. It's kind of like people make coins, just JPEG coins, based off just like a news event, just to see if it catches on. And everyone's inspired by, say, like Peanut the Squirrel and stuff out here. So, at least it's there, right? That's what, guys, the best perspective to have is, look, I didn't like it at the start either because it's JPEG stuff, but because it's 1% win rate. But at least it's like he's not fighting with the market. He goes, okay, D-Gents, you want a brothel? You got it. Like, you know, like this, it's better that than like the other way. The other way is literally, the market is wrong. The market is wrong. That's Ethereum, bro. That's literally Ethereum layer 2 stuff. Saying the market is wrong. The market is like, you know what I mean? Like, we're hedged, by the way. If JPEGs don't become sexy this year, we've got everything else. You want a stake? You want DeFi? Buy and burn PulseX? You want a green logo? We've got incentive token. You want mysterious pDAI is going to peg? You know, we have all of this stuff out here. That's why I tell you, PulseChain is really, it's a neo-religion, okay? But we're small. We're a cult chain. But what's neo-religion? A religion has answers for everything, okay? You know, like, what food do I eat today? You know, am I allowed to hit this person or not? Like, religion, we got the answers for that. Okay, you suck at trading, stake some HEX, you know what I mean? Or here's some stable coin, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we have answers for everything. That's what you want. That's an all-encompassing thing out here. The best part is it's Richard's one guy, man, as well. It's not 15 different groups yelling at each other. That's pretty much Ethereum, and then you hope they all work out. Because what happens is when there's 15 different dudes who are smart, guess what? 9 of them are rich. They don't give a crap. They don't have to do anything for 3 years. Like look at the Aave founder, Stanley. But the guy made like $40 million just dumping Aave. He doesn't give a shit. No, they don't care. They literally got too rich in an 18-month period. But Richard, he's like, hey, I'm not as rich as Elon Musk. Sweet, I'm still poor. You're not gonna get that guy, man. Like like all of us, like to work as hard as you can. So I want you guys to know that's like our spirit of that's what makes us different compared to say other chains.
Yeah. I don't think people
has a locking mechanism or like a don't leave, master nodes, staking narratives. Now it's pDAI with some kind of yield give out. Like, what are your real thoughts about cycles? Is it still 90% of the population leaves the city?
Really quick.
Good question, sis. I want to go around with this, but I want to tell you something now from all the stats. Cycles in the past, the cycle length is the same. The power of them changes. So we might find by the end of this year, Bitcoin's like 300 or 400 grand, right? And I hope, and it means, we got a powerful cycle thrust, but we didn't cheat time. Yes, so that's what's happened in the past. I want to know, do you guys think we're going to cheat time this time? Do you think it's going to be different? Do you think we're going to extend it? I'd love to go around. Mr. Fast Abdul?
I think this time is different as the type of famous last words that they put on people's gravestones. I think probably mostly it won't be different. There may be different winners, but I think things will happen as they've happened before. And I don't think there's shortcuts the same as people want them to be anyway, even though crypto is maybe a shortcut to wealth, but it's not the case for everyone.
I think that
Mr. Sainty Wolf, sir.
Yeah, I've thought a lot about the cycles, and I do think the cycles are going to be smashed when the government or the powers that be or all their friends load up on these assets. And that probably is going to come after there's clarity on whatever these this final thing that this Trump and David Sachs group is going to put out, regulation-wise, clarity-wise. I think they're going to need to have that clarity. I think they're going to need, what was that?
Clarity stuff?
Yeah, I guess.
In the stock market, that's what they have, sirs. The Ponzi money, so everyone knows. Why doesn't the stock market have the cycles? It's because they actually do. But when they go down, they print money and they stop anger. So the Wall Street cheat sheet, we go like anger, depression and stuff like that. Once the capitulation happens, they print money. They go, get it out of anger. And then we like reverse up. And they're basically diluting the middle class of America's purchasing power to do it.
Yeah.
So they're basically cheating. That's what they do. Yeah, crypto, we don't have that. Maybe one day, Mr. Saint Wolf, you said, we're so big, we're linked with the stock market, and then we move like that. But don't stand in front of that train for the first time thinking that it's going to be the one,
Yeah, they're going to want that clarity. They're going to want that tokenization of assets, as BlackRock said. I think when we get that in place, and they'll probably do that at some moment of capitulation or some bottom where everybody's scared. Maybe we move up again, and then we get that moment. Maybe it is that March as the blood moon, and we pull back, and everyone thinks, okay, that must be the end of the bull run, blah, blah, blah. And then we find out that they all of a sudden put out all these, decrees or whatever they have you, and they've got their tokenization structure out for what they're doing. And then I think we begin that run. And it's probably going to be some kind of disbelief, possibly, because maybe they don't really tell us it's happening, or they announce it, we see what's going on. And then it runs. And then I think it runs like a super cycle, like something you've never seen before. I think that's when the super cycle really begins. We definitely need some spring down there, though, something that happens that capitalizes it. And I think they'll do it on max fear, because they're not going to let us front run them, right? Now, obviously, if you hold through it and you don't capitulate, you'll be fine. But they'll certainly want to have one big shake of the tree, so to speak, when they really enter full on, you know?
You know, I have this fear, guys, that in 12 months, let's say it's the top, but Donald Trump comes out and he says, we're going to buy 1 million Bitcoin, and I'm writing it in. It's so brazen in your face where like, it's like so hard to be like, oh crap. Because if you get out, if you exit, you're basically, so you can't tell anybody, because if that happens, you'd be telling people, if you said to them you're leaving, you tell them he's lying. You said, I bet he's going to change his mind in a few months. I bet China's going to invade Taiwan. Something's going to happen. They're going to stop the thing. You know what I mean? Like, that would be the biggest joker card thrown on you. And that's what I mean. I promise you, I can't tell you the amount of billionaire, rich stock market investors. They say, listen to me, little young squirrel. Don't read the news. Buy low, sell high. Don't read the news. The news will get to your head. They've said that for like 100 years, man. And I'm like, it won't be me, you boomers. But that's why in my mind, my nightmares, I think about what can they possibly say to make me freeze. You know, when Donald Trump launched his celebrity token, I froze. Because I was like, is this going to start the new Solana bull run? It took 24 hours, 48 hours. And I was like, no, this is technically a top secret. It's the biggest, most explosion, you know, but that's Solana. You're not in it. Okay, if you're not long Solana max portfolio, it's easier to see. Okay, what about when it's us? You know, Gary, what do you think, sir?
About is this time different that I proposed originally? Question.
Yeah. Do you think we'll run an extended cycle or something? You know, even 2024's price action showed Bitcoin didn't crash heaps, but altcoins still went down, which like the cycle still played out. It's just not a traditional big thing, but like sentiment wise it did. Do you think we'll extend? Do you think we go into the end of next year? Do you think we stop early?
No, I think that the reason you guys look at charts is because a lot of people look at charts. I think that people, you know, we're pattern-seeking beings, and we've seen a pattern of 3 times or 4 times this cycle. You said something about the global liquidity, cycle is really different than the presidential election cycle or the Bitcoin halving cycle. It really goes to global liquidity. So I don't think we're going to have any impact on that. I think you're still going to have price, and people want volatility, like price to go down so that they can buy with the contrarian investing theme that works out for a lot of wealthy people. So no, I don't think it'll be any different. I don't think a super cycle is a real proposal.
And like you even said that, Sommi, when you mentioned the stock market, right? Because they do make prices go down. So why would it be any different in crypto, right?
Yeah, man. I really think, guys. I really do think. You know how everyone's like, I love the government now, and it's all good, and they're looking after us. I really think it's good now. I just see one day they just got us by the balls. And then there's going to be like this news event, maybe at the end of next year or something, where we're like, damn it, I trusted the politicians again. Like, just, I can feel something eventually comes out later on. But don't mid-curve it now, you know what I mean? But, you know, man, like, this time's not going to be different. They're all getting paid. They're politicians. They don't know your names. They're not putting food on our table. But it's hard to fight that now, especially when the prices go up. So, like, that's what we're entitled to this part. That'll be the great part. We want the friendship part first, you know, like, hey, to trap us, you got to make it good first to trap us, you know, because right now we're all skeptical. That's pretty much what's been going on.
Well, everybody knows you're going to get fucked one day. You just want to get dinner first.
Indeed.
Look,
I prefer to be the one buying the dinner if possible.
Somebody talked about the debt. I think Stephen Robinson, he says, does Donald Trump want a strong dollar to project strength or a weak dollar to pay up debt? Well, right now he's playing that game of balance, and he's trying to walk that line perfectly, but they're talking about a sovereign wealth fund. So they're figuring out ways to strengthen the dollar in a different way than they've done before. And I think the answer might be, or at least for now, might be that sovereign wealth fund. And a big part of that is crypto and the tokenization of the stock part of the stock market. And that'll allow them to start to, move that debt down, which will strengthen the dollar. Just the creation of the sovereign wealth fund will strengthen the dollar as well. And where they enter that, they've announced it now, and obviously that makes sense. People are committing to a certain price, right? But I have a feeling when they really enter, it might be at a lower price. So that might be, but I don't know where that is, right? Who wants to time that? Is that going to be next month? Is that in 12 months when this cycle completely ends? We don't know. We just got to...
I'm looking at the US dollar now. So Stevie, that's a good question. So this is how it works, right? So he wants the US dollar price cheaper. He wants it lower.
Exactly.
So everyone in the world buys more from America and it stimulates their GDP. But there's a problem. Everybody holds US reserves. Their dominance is so big, he's got to like smash it down. That's why he's taxing everybody and doing his stuff out here. But ultimately, he wants the US dollar lower. You know what's amazing? In 2017, the exact same thing happened to the T. Donald Trump got elected, US dollar went up, and then his policies kept starting to happen, and then the US dollar went down, and we had the biggest alt season, double bubble alt season of all time, 2017. And they were hiking rates. That's the funny part. They were hiking rates, US dollar went down, and we ended up getting that big mania. So that's pretty much what he wants. That's why if you look at it from that perspective, it makes sense, man. They have to choose Ethereum.
No, it's
Ethereum's
100%.
not the stable coin.
100%. He's coming in. He's strong. The dollar looks good. Blah blah blah. But then he's got to crank up the market, and to do that, he's got to soften the dollar. So it's going to happen. It's an interesting line he's got to walk, but he's good at it. He's done it once before. We've seen him do it again. We've seen him do it, and he's going to do it again.
Yeah, and he didn't even give a shit about crypto back then. No. He was bearish on crypto 2017. You know what I mean? Like, so like if there's any setup, look, I know this is like, we're almost like begging with the simulation writers. Come on, man. Like the president's in again. He's doing the same policies, and he actually likes crypto now. And his son is shilling our bags. Like, come on. Like this has to work. You know what I mean? Like this has to give us the biggest double bubble alt season of all time. It has to. It's just, look, the exact same thing. Exact same price action. Mt. Gox collapsed just like FTX. The price action of Bitcoin's the same. Donald Trump gets in. The US dollar goes up and then goes down. There's a China biff. It's like, we've seen this movie before, bro. It's literally the exact same movie. It's like another Rocky movie. Okay, he's going to get he's going to get hit in the face, go train a bit, problems with his wife, trains, goes and knocks the guy out at the end. It has to be, man. Like it's playing out the exact same way. I pray that it just continues,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I agree entirely.
Any theory about blockchain use in government, like Elon's been talking about?
Does it pump the price?
Well, it's
I don't know.
Like for voting and stuff, Gary, or what do you mean?
Well, it's just like the transparency thing, the USA thing. I was just going through all of the rife theft, everything through sponsoring.
It's probably good for us because they use the word blockchain, because it's like, oh, you mean like Bitcoin that just pumps our bags? But we all know, man, there is no way on earth that's gonna. You just like the whole point of being in government is that they can do actions without spooking the public in the background. If the public can always see, it's so much of a power removal from them, and it will take some time. But I think ultimately we all know that, but it's just like, I didn't even care if Donald Trump didn't buy Bitcoin. He just said it. Just say the word, mindshare. That's probably what it comes down to, blockchain and stuff out here as well. And you can see like this narrative appearing, and let's fix the government and hold hands. And it's actually really good for all of us that like start something up, man. Get everyone to believe again. It's kind of sucks in market because when things get expensive, you don't want to go out and tell people you are smoking some illicit substances. So you don't like saying that. So you just have to shut your mouth. In 2021, I mean, like Richard didn't. He's like, price is up too much. Elon Musk already bought. Michael Saylor's on leverage, and like, how like he looked like the bad guy, and he was telling you the truth. He's like, dude, the richest man in the world already bought. So it reminds me of something something like that, you know. And I'm hoping we get the next 12 months to run up and stuff out here. Are you guys excited about Elon?
I'm going to say something very, was it heresy, you know, against the religion? That's not true. Bitcoin's too heavy. $20,000 Bitcoin is too expensive. You know, the market won't support a price above that. Like, it's too much. It's 5x that number. Like that's not true. There is no ceiling on anything. It just goes to like belief. It goes to how many believe or how big of believers are in the system. If you support the dollar, it's because you support the dollar, or a lot of people have faith in the dollar, and they give up their other currencies or the other culture norms of money for a dollar. That's why gold is in vaults instead of you know, being traded in our pockets. Like, it's just belief. That's all these things are.
I'm working on a tokenized bribe platform for the PulseChain. I think that could work quite well with the politics as well. You know, you might want to just work that right in there. At least it'd be transparent bribes. You'd be able to track it. Who got what? What did they owe?
Sir, that would be hilarious if we make a bribe platform and we start signing up politicians. That'll be gold.
As long as Beyonce will accept it, you know, then it'll be fine.
I'd take a bribe from Beyonce.
SOMMI, your barber asked you about XRP?
I asked Frankie, I walked in. He goes, what do you think about XRP? Keep holding. That was right before the crash, though. Right before the crash. And you know what he did? Funny, Mr. Funding Jim was talking about Bitcoin. He said to me, he goes, his friend told him XRP is going to get to $100,000 like Bitcoin did. And I'm getting my hair cut. He's like 15-year-old. He's 15 years old now. How can I explain market caps and stuff out here for him? But he figured it out. He goes, because I told him, kind of like, you know, I can't get there, maybe $10 US by the end of this cycle. And then he thought about it for a while. And he goes, oh, I get it. Because there's more coins of XRP out. I'm just slowly learning all this stuff. And I'm like, this kid's never buying Bitcoin. Exactly what Running Jim, you know, he's never buying Bitcoin. But it doesn't matter. There's still people that hold. This unit bias and stuff keeps coming out. It inspired me, friends, because he's 15. He doesn't know the game yet. So it's like, I hate to think like this, but that saying of there's a sucker born every minute, it's like someone new joins the game. And they're like, because you've learned so much. Like, you've got experience, product market fit, and Ethereum. And like, you just, to see someone new and like, oh, you're going to learn a lesson the hard way one day. But
SOMMI, but wait. Like, you know that everybody goes through their maxi phase, right? So at some point, he will buy Bitcoin. You know that, right? Like, he'll get wrecked and he'll like, oh no, Bitcoin is the thing that I need to buy. He'll be an idiot, and then he'll realize, like, you know, maybe I can.
That's right, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Bitcoin's the only coin that rallies in a bear market. It's the only coin out there. I have a feeling we will make somewhere. Someone's trying to think of that idea. How do you make a coin rally in the bear market? Look, I'm not joking, friends. Richard, like, if there was ever anyone trying to do it, it's this guy with the pDAI thing. Because as long as there's thick liquidity in the pools, and in a bear market it pulls away, technically he could do that. It's scary to think about. But yes, that's why if you get the stable coins, you complete the picture. Okay, you need people with the stable coins there, because the stable coins, if the prices go down low enough, they can deploy them. So you basically help. It's a symbiotic relationship. It doesn't make you immune from bear market and feelings and sentiment, but it's a step in the right direction. That's why, like, I know we sound crazy, but like, no one else in crypto is thinking of that, because they don't care about the price. Well, they do. They just tell people they don't. Richard's like, I don't want the price to go down in a bear market. That's because his brain's thinking like that. He's thinking of these product market fit things. That's why we like ride behind him. But if you're in like a governance layer 2 chain, they don't say anything like that. They just think like, oh, don't worry, Ethereum's going to figure it out, you know? And because they're just cashing out, man. Like the Craptos guy, the Liu Kang guy, you know, they're cashing out. They literally don't care. So, but we have the risks when it comes with that. And trust me, one day, I guarantee, man, in 10 years, it'll be safer. These golden years, man. These golden years. Save these videos, boys and girls. These are golden years. We're like, oh, remember when it used to move up 80% and do this? And I'm like, I told you, you don't want an index. You don't want this bear market hedge stuff. Then it's game over. Then it's like, okay, stocks grow 8% per year. We grow at 15%, right? Right now we're going at 65% per year. That's So it's golden years right now still.
I think the super cycle begins 2027, maybe 2026, 2027. Yo, Sommi, what do you think about?
What day?
Huh?
What day?
Yeah.
To be more precise, please.
I think we're just
before
going
you
to take
ask
off.
me, Mr. Saint Wolf.
Yeah.
So even Uncle Bobby Lucas, we thought this was going to be the super cycle, but we were going to go really high and in 2024. But then we stopped, and it's 4-year cycle again. So his whole theory about 16-year commodities, Bitcoin just went, say yes, nah, I'm doing my own thing. So just to show you, man, people and experts and all these out here. So yeah, sorry, I cut off your question before, but I just want to let everyone know. Yeah, we're meant to have a super cycle. It's 4-year cycle again.
It's coming. It's coming. Landscraper saying, I haven't asked you this, Sommi. The lower prices are safer for the peg. So that's a theory that if he's going to peg it, he'd probably want to do it when the prices are absolutely rock bottom because it's safer for the peg to hold. You probably tossed that idea around, right? Or heard that question before?
Yeah, I have. I think we want to see his next like trick. You know, like imagine he puts another stablecoin farm out or something. You know, like something in the right direction. Until then, it's just, do you believe or not? Like, it would be nice if, like, say, HEX continues to rally up from here. Because everyone's like, wow, he really is a magic trick, you know. That's what will make everyone really start to get optimistic about that. But what just amazed me, the meme. Firstly, the word peg is 3 letters, just like they're just killing it over and over and over again. And this wet dream of waking up and the thing's $1 is, man, you can't get that anywhere else, friends. I promise you, man. If this works out, there's gonna be a CoinGecko sector. They're gonna try to do it again. Someone out there's gonna try and mimic it. Don't sell your pDAI for it. It's probably going to scam you, but it's this first cycle unicorn, man. Like, friends, I've literally 4 years ago, SHIB and Doge were rallying. There was no sector on CoinMarketCap for memes. It was an abomination. There was a protest on those podcasts and YouTubes that were trying to get CoinGecko to like remove Doge from the thing that was pumping. I'm not joking. They thought it was an abomination. They go, this is disgusting. No one's ever going to take crypto seriously. And then we had a meme coin up, right? So, because no one had seen anything like it. So, see what I mean? But you look back in time, you're like, oh, I would have bought the memes. Bro, what memes? There's no category. It's junk coin. Yeah, it just looks like junk. There's no meme category in a list. It's just like, what's this trash? It does nothing. It just got a dog on it. It went up 4,000x, you know? So, that's why with pDAI, you know how we don't have these answers? Can he peg low? Can he peg? That's what gives it the boost, man. There's no category. Where do you find it? You have to hear about it from people. That's why these things take longer, but they go up over time and they reprice. So, yeah, I don't want to get anyone too excited, but it's all the hallmarks of a first cycle unicorn, man. Makes people pissed off. There's no sector. There's conspiracy. Everyone looks at it and they're like, but it doesn't do anything. It's just, yeah, if this works out, man, don't mess this up, man. If we see pDAI by 10 cents in June, you know, at least 10 cents, just please remember me saying, like, I'm going to be euphoric. Like, it's happening. Just don't squander it. Please, don't squander it.
What are your thoughts about the continuity of the farms? They've been there since the launch of PulseChain. They've varied in APR, APY. There's been HEX, eHEX farm that was there for a little bit. There was BTC, or wrapped BTC, and purple BTC. Like, what are your thoughts about like the continuity of
I think see, if you look, this is interesting, right? When Richard did the farms, Ethereum's Bitcoin ratio was still going sideways and strong. So he did the farms and they did not bring as much money in as he thought. So effectively, the market was like giving you a top signal, but we weren't listening. Richard was listening. He's like, this thing doesn't work. I'm stopping it. That's why we removed them straight away. So because it had all the hallmarks that it should work. Ethereum is strong. ETH-BTC, the bear market's over. We're looking forward to stuff. Why isn't this working? And then like that's Richard, right? He's like, yeah, something's wrong. I'm out, you know. Will they come back? Will they come back with a different reimagination and interpretation? Questions to think about. the pDAI thing is probably, if it was to work out, that would be the most critical thing of all. Like I said, we've got to get pDAI to link up. That's the thing, man. If you can get pDAI to attract all these other stable coins out, we're all going to the moon. Okay, but I don't want to say that. I don't want to pump anything. I'm just saying, like, it's all dependent upon that bridge. All these yield farming stuff out here, because remember, Richard was still in 2021 mindset, like everyone else was, in terms of DeFi, pancake swap, yield farming, and the product market fit shifted. People don't want to yield anymore. We moved into memes. In 2023, we had Ticker Bitcoin and MOG. They all got made, and they all started rallying, and nothing else was moving. So that's why you bet on him. Like, he's fast at adapting. And he's a genius. You know what I mean? So you can't... That's really, really important. Like, there are people still trying to make their chain the most decentralized in the world, even though it's like one transaction a second, right? Like, we'll see how Cardano and stuff goes out here. You know what I mean? Like, when things in the market appear to have product market fit, you want a leader who's like can interpret what's going on, because like we all know, man, your principles only go so much, you know, just like morals. Okay, if your city's starving, people start eating each other, right? Yeah, I hope the farms and all those, I don't think they're done yet, because if we're going to do the whole pDAI thing, they've got to do good yield. But in terms of moving in more tokens and stuff out here, I think his response was the JPEG casino. What do you guys think? Like, you know, do you want farms? Do you want JPEG casinos? It's, look what the market's looking at, right?
I think both, right? Like, the farms are important, they're still there, and I agree with you both. I think at some point, like, new farms are going to pop up, or old farms are going to, you know, reappear. Maybe it's changing the strategy in the sense that you realize what you're saying, Sommi, that it was just a bad timing, right? But they might come back at a different time, right? The casino is awesome, bro. It's like it's a bonding curve, right? How can people not like a bonding curve where you cannot fuck up, like, you know, other people at lunch, or if you want to fuck up other people at lunch, you need to put, like, you know, a lot of capital, right, to get a lot of the supply. So it's
burnt liquidity, right? So
exactly.
It can't go to absolute zero because some of the liquidity is burnt.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, like, you know, like a mechanism. I think it's not just like, you know, a meme coin casino. It is obviously, but it's you know, it does have technology that's, I think it's interesting, right? So I'm extremely bullish, bro. I think people will love it, and as the number go up, you know, that's what attracts people, right? Its price is going up. That's the principal thing. That's the number one thing. So, you know, I think, like, as core tokens, like meme coins, like whatever, PCOP is, as everything goes up, people will just flock to PulseChain, right? Because they want the farm, they want the airdrop, they want the meme coins, they want everything, right? And that's what Richard is telling us, right? Even with staking, they want staking, they want everything. We need to pump everything, literally.
You know,
I think he'll keep changing the paradigm.
There's a bit of a chicken and the egg situation as well. Oh, sorry, go on, sir.
I was just thinking that Richard's going to keep changing the paradigm. He's going to keep shifting it and keeping it new, just like he did with his pumped out tires. So, like, off the top of my head, we could see something like where Ink became a DAO token and the community would vote on what the next farm would be. What would that do to the price of Ink?
Yeah, I like
and
that.
Also would create a great opening for my bribe protocol. But, you know, that concept that the farms could be decided by the community, like, that's totally possible. Like, the utility is there. 9inch has already done it with their token, and PulseX and 9inch are the same thing, so it's for sure possible. Yeah. So I can't see why he wouldn't do something like that would encourage community participation and give a new life to the Ink token, which thus would pump the entire farm ecosystem.
Yeah, 100%.
If that happens, I'm going to make a proposal so that we can all give our voting power to SOMMI. That sounds reasonable.
Delegate your votes. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Why not?
Do you think, is there consensus? Do people think that ink is organically bought by people speculating of a future use? Or do you think that some percentage of ink is bought by OA or connected wallets?
Both, I think.
Or it's like speculation. Like the main utility of ink right now is sometimes this billionaire guy buys it, right?
Sure.
So, you know, like if you added additional utility, it would give people greater confidence. But like there's the speculation is 99% that Richard will pump this at one point in time. to help encourage people to buy other assets to go into the farm so they can get this very valuable rare commodity that is inflationary by the very nature of the protocol. Yeah, if it had some other utility or memeability, something else that would pull people in, it wouldn't be a bad thing.
What do you think the effect would be if you woke up tomorrow and there were no farms at all?
That would be sad.
That'd be bad. We'd lose like
By
millions.
shaking people out, like all of the drama of outrage, like I think a lot of people would shake out. I just looked at the numbers as far as like you said about APY. So if you have the 7% APY on HEX or eHEX for staking rolling 30 days, that's your APY. That's about the same as the farm yield on V1 for PulseX and Pulse, at least that pair. There's other pairs that have higher APY, obviously trying to bring in stable to the chain, right, across the bridge. It's incentive to do that. But like, yeah, if you wanted to shake out, if there was like a drama thing without any kind of like reasoning or explainer or tweet to say so about when farms might return, turning off the farms would shake a lot of people out.
Yeah, that would work really well. I hope he doesn't do that.
That's crazy.
You know,
hey, Pups, really
there's
quick.
a comment here in the there's a comment in the chat from Mr. Far Out Aliens. He said, "Teenagers don't give a truck about a certificate of deposit like HEX. Zero trucks. They want trucking cartoons." So this comment, it's very, very true. I was going to mention before, right? There's a chicken and egg problem because in 2020, interest rates in the world were zero, and people wanted to participate in crypto. We made DeFi. Yeah, and then people could get yield. So they wanted yield. And now, though, they don't want yield. They just want JPEGs and trading memes, right? So Richard adapted to that. And now, obviously, everyone's concerned, like, what happens if the narrative changes to something completely left field? Well, that's the risks. We just believe, you know, Richard will be able to adapt fast enough. That's what it comes down to, you know. And if Ethereum comes back, maybe that resurgence of like seeking yield and stable coins and all those things kind of play out with like PulseX and the yield farms, and that participates as well. I can tell you right now from all my cycle analysis, narratives, they never die in the first one. There's multiple cycles of them. They're less powerful, but they never die in the first one. The second cycle is still good. We're in the second cycle for that stuff now. We're waiting for it to kickstart. We need Ethereum higher, but I can give people confidence to say that. Now, obviously, you're not as unicorn as like starting up pump and raising $500 million from that. We're not as unicorn as that, but that's okay. Look how random it is, man. You got to catch lightning in a bottle 5 times. Okay, so yeah, just want to show everybody that these things, they don't go away. It feels like it's over, but it's actually not. They come back. There's a resurgence. There's still product market fit there because new people coming in. But yeah, it's not so easy. Also, yeah, sorry, Vic Caro, not answering the question, Sommi. Is it not better to peg when the price is low? See, once again, I love the peg. Tell me about the peg. It's just making me all bullish. It won't leave your mind. You can do it. It's not about that price low or high though. It's not about that. It's think about why would you peg? Okay, you would peg. Why? Not to make you rich. It's not to make you rich immediately, okay? Even though you think, yeah, I make it. If Richard would peg, it's to begin the moon phase. Okay, what is the moon phase? The moon phase is now you can mint pDAI and you can swap from pDAI to estrogen DAI and USDC and stuff out here and then buy the core coins, okay? That's what you can do. So if that bridge is not there, what's the point of doing it? There's no point yet. Okay, that's the chicken and the egg thing that you got to work out as well. We're long, assuming one day it'll appear. So that's why you got to ask, if you're Richard, why would you peg it now? Okay, because I know you want to sell at $1. Don't pretend you don't. You want to get out at $1. Okay, but Richard, in Richard's mind is, hey, if I pegged it to $1, it's because there's a bridge here with all the stable coins and people are thickly bonding, and we can now use that as the liquidity to basically flush up the core coins and begin the turbo hyperloop. That's how theoretically it would all play out. But use this, man. If I know, man, just the narrative won't go away. Just it has, man. It's stuck on everyone's minds. Peg. Man, you can't get this anywhere else. I mean, it's speechless. It's like staring us right in the face. It's happening in slow motion. Nothing else can do this, right? Nothing. Because they can't make more of these. You can make another meme, another JPEG. Man, you can't make another one of these. You just can't. Like, honestly, don't get scared of this, but if this goes to 0, I accept full responsibility for myself. It was worth it to me. Because I'm like, well, I had every hallmark out here, you know? But if it works out, it's going to look obvious, isn't it? It's going to look really obvious if it works out. I love it. Like, it's funny. Peg. Every 5 seconds, peg. Like, it's just making me more bullish.
Yeah, exactly.
If it works, I was right.
The longer that we have to wait, it's like the longer that we have to wait, the better, I think. So yeah, I agree with you, man. Like, it's gonna be a slow peg, anyways. Like, it's really not practical to peg it. You cannot, like, I'm gonna say it, you cannot do that. Actually, like you can, but like
you could.
You'd like the amount of money that you need. It's ridiculous. Like it's not gonna happen. It's not even because of that. It's because there's still way too many jitters on pDAI. Like way too many. Like you need the price to move slowly so that people leave. That's how it's gonna work.
You know what, Pedro? Great point about the jitters. Look how many jitters there were. Richard launches a JPEG coin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They dump the core coins 20% in a heartbeat to go. Just to show you, like, he's
Exactly.
whatever he's doing, he's aware. He's aware, you know, like.
Yeah.
Have you seen the reaction to those coins? Maybe because they're 3 days old now, but even Most and Trump and Pump or whatever, they're capitulating into HEX at least today. They were.
They're jitters, bro. They're just gonna follow. They're just gonna buy green candles.
This is Most. It's coming back to a support.
What gives you confidence? Do you see how even Richard Hart, diehard maxis have cheated some bags to go punt? Do you see that? Well, I pray at the top of the bull market, there are people in other coins and other chains, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and we're just so high, they have to come punt. I'm sure that's what Richard's playing for. That's why the pDAI thing can get them in. So that gives me hope. Like, even cult maximalists, never gonna leave, staking, they sold it, they started punting. That just kind of shows you, friends, like, this is, man, it's just like you got to have some optimism as well. That's why I think, like, man, if they did it, if the people with the HEX tattoos did it, you know what I mean? The HEX, only HEX, everything is poop. What? Richard likes other JPEGs. I like the JPEGs too. That's how fast it went. That's how fast it went. Like, it just, it has to be, there has to be some glory at the end for us.
Yes.
St. Wolf has it on screen already, but it's we're still at 4th position on the deck screen.
Nice.
And then it's 100 million in trade volume.
Yeah.
The past 20
They're looking good. They're
Guys,
holding
you need
up.
to buy it, guys, because it's a good thing. You need to buy it. You know, it's good that it's trending.
This is amazing.
I love you so much, friends. I've got to go have some food. I love you all. Bless yous. We'll be seeing you very soon. I'm hoping this HEX pump continues. Richard's 7 days is, hopefully this also means he's pretty confident. Like, on paper, if you thought Interpol was bad, doesn't it give you some confidence that he launched a JPEG casino and he's moving the origin address coins and he's got the same lawyers? Like, it's, you know what I mean? It seems like the simulation writers, they're telling you, don't worry, you got this in the bag. It feels like God bless his friends. We'll catch you very soon.
Thanks.
See you, SOMMI. Cheers, man. Night.
Bye-bye.
What an epic stream so far. Pups, you out there, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Also subscribe to Fast Abdul, Funding Jim, and Pedro, and of course, your friend SOMMI. Always an epic on St. Wolf Vision, man.
Indeed.
Love the energy.
Someone, I think a few hours ago had tweeted, I don't know if it's true or not, maybe it was Gold Key that tweeted it, that because of this eHEX staking thing, we're 22 on Ethereum as far as trending or something like that. 22 position on Ethereum. I don't know.
Nice. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're getting a lot of attention, a lot of volumes coming in. And like I was pointing out before, the one thing I thought about was that, you know, somebody made the comment like, we want these fun things or whatever, and they're there now. But really, it's never going to close. When the bear market comes, volume might even pick up on pump tires or pump fun or all these things. So we may not get the traditional bear market like we've had before. So the main, you know, assets go up, they make a big run, no different than the stock market we have. They come down and capital will rotate and start playing in the casinos, or a certain percentage of it. It's going to be like something we've never seen before. I think pump tires is brilliant. I loved it the moment I saw it. I think it's fantastic. It's a great move.
It's a very good improvement on pump.fun, I think.
Yeah,
very good
100%. 100%. He made it better. He made it much better.
Yes, I agree. But like, you know, the launching, the bonding curve thing, it's really amazing. It's a really, you know, interesting technology, I think.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's very cool feature.
Not new technology. But
No, it's not new. I know it's not new.
Technology.
It's interesting. It's interesting. You know.
It's interesting, yeah.
Though they tend to have a similar fate. Like, you know, we're, of course. We're going to look at most and the other ones that are alleged to be RH tokens, but most of the time on pump.fun, and you know, and also on CoinQuest, which was the one that did it on PulseChain before pump.tires, like they tend to pump inside the protocol before they get released on the market, and then dump immediately after they get released. And then maybe they come back up, maybe they don't, right? But most of the pump, most of the time, has happened before the bonding curve is completed. And that's not always the case, but it's mostly the case.
It's like an IPO, mostly. Yeah.
I just look at the number of pages to get to that bonding. So if it's like the original one, I think obviously OA or whoever's behind that address, 4 pages, or not even a page, like four buys, I think, for most or something, however many it was to launch. And then the other ones that have been, like, I check every so often, I see that it's like 15 pages, 11 pages. You can just see, like, it depends on the enthusiasm for the JPEG, you know?
Oh, totally. But then, like, there is, like,
the amounts.
People can make a web. It gives you an option to make a website. You can link a Telegram. You can link a Twitter account. There were some things that I think are kind of missing in that
the
you
video.
can link a Twitter account, but there's no verification that it's a Twitter. So I could add your Twitter account to my CoinGary and launch it, and nobody could. It doesn't make you verify inside Twitter that this is your account or anything like that. But you know, having a website, having a proper JPEG, you know, that's going to carry a lot of these. And
I don't like the security element. And again, it's not a FUD because I don't really do anything on it. I don't like, I have different laptops and I don't really connect any of this stuff. Really, unless I'm doing something I know I'm in with intention. But all I'm getting at is there were some recent wallets that were hacked or something like that, maybe from like porn sites or something. I saw a lot of like Twitter stuff around people using browsers that they shouldn't, you know, connected to their existing crypto assets, and they get drained or something. So like, I don't like that you can put a Twitter and a website address to a pump link, and then you know that people that are looking at pump.tire to look at speculating, they're probably on a browser or connected in some way to their digital asset to buy it or sell it. So I don't like that element, but.
Yep, fair enough.
Yep, sure.
So the one Wolf is looking at, that's the one I launched today. And I think it's great we're addressing it because you can see exactly what we're talking about with, it came out of the bonding curve at a high price. And then the game is most people try to dump it as soon as it gets bonded. So you see a big dip. And this is from my public wallet, so don't mind saying, like, I launched this with 20 million Pulse. It was my buy. I've sold none of it. As you know, I'm sure anybody who knows how to do it could look and be like, okay, yeah, the founding wallet still has all its tokens. And that was just what the market did. So whether it comes back up or not is the question, but almost every chart looks more or less like this one, unless it's, you know, one of the RH ones. So
yeah.
So this one's it's a casino.
Hexagon Sperm Bank. I think it's going to do well. It has the name, product market fit. We also have.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a rumor that it was RH launching that coin, but first I'm going to buy it, of course.
We also have.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have mentioned. You might have thought it was RH that launched it, but yeah, it was me.
Let's
Yes.
see this one.
No. I think it was RH actually. I'm pretty sure it was RH.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Wink, wink. Don't forget my 20 million commission.
Indeed. Of course, the same arrangement as usual, Peter.
Of course.
Yeah, they all kind of do a similar thing. These are going to be fun. These are going to be
the
fun.
game might be buying these things after they've launched, rather than participating with the casino. And this is the first time I've used this app. I didn't know what how it was going to look, but I feel like I did everything right. One OG advised me that the founder should buy 70% of the tokens up front, whereas I bought 20 million Pulse worth of the tokens. If I'd held 70% of them, then there would be a lesser dump because obviously I'd be holding the bag. But yeah, it's there's definitely like out the gate these things tend to dump, so it's like there's a casino.
It dump hearts, right? Yeah, it dump hearts. That's part of the game.
Yeah. And pump.fun, if you look at them, like
I'll watch the rest of this later.
Sorry, go ahead, Gary.
I got to ditch out. I'll watch the rest of this later. Good talking with you.
Great to see you, Gary.
Likewise,
Thanks
man.
for coming.
Bye-bye, Gary.
Once again, what a stream, man. It was great to see Gary. Chat out there, once again, smash that like button. Go follow Gary Woods, Fast Abdul, Pedro, and of course, subscribe to St. Wolf Vision. And questions were great. I hope we got to most everything. I've been trying to find everything. We're going to look at some charts right now really quick. Somebody did make a comment, though. Atropa414 said CoinQuest was a straight scam and stole money from its users. CoinQuest, right?
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't see that was kind of a negative.
Says
okay, I don't know. What is CoinQuest again? I don't even know what that is.
CoinQuest was the fork of Pump.Fun, which is the same as what Pump.Tires was the fork of, by the 9-inch team.
Okay.
They did it a little bit different, but it's essentially the exact same thing. It had a bonding curve. It gave the funds back to the users, whereas this burns the pulse.
Okay.
So it was a little different structure, but still very. It cost them money. They didn't make money off of it. It still cost them money every day. So I think it was a pretty generous thing for the community. But if you actually look back historically, things that 9-inch has done, PulseX does 6 months later. Right? So we had, for example, because they're both forks of PancakeSwap V2. So we had like the stable coin pairings, the curve-like farms where they have DAI and USDT and USDC in one. That was done first on 9-inch. Now it's being done on PulseX. And then they did the Pump.Fun fork with Coin.Quest, and then Richard Hart does it 6 months later, or maybe 4 months later in this case. And then now they've set up, they're in the process of setting up for DAO votings for which thing gets to be the next farm. So I'm wondering, is that going to come up next on PulseX?
Interesting.
They have the same toolbox is the bottom line.
Right. I thought I was mixing that up. I thought he was talking about CoinGecko or something. Name was so close.
Yeah.
What was this guy talking about?
But yeah, for sure not a scam. It's a competing product for this current one that Richard Hart's launched. But it's I've used it. It works fine. You can launch a meme coin there. You can launch a meme coin here. Different communities.
I had not even seen it. I didn't even know that existed, to be totally honest. Is it still around, or?
Yeah. No, it still works, and people launch stuff on there all the time.
Oh, interesting.
It had when it started, it had a really high bonding curve. Like you had to get a lot of money into it, more than is on the current one with PulseX, I'm pretty sure, or with whatever the RH team. But
wanted to see.
But yeah, check it out. Coin.Quest.
Coin.Quest.
Well, let me just answer the chat.
Oh, here's incentive.
Coin.Quest, yeah. Viscero is asking why do I think that the thing about the pDAI peg, like, because he says that Maria thinks otherwise, that the peg could happen fast, right? Sure. I mean, first of all, it's good that we have different opinions, right? It means that probably one of us is going to be right, so that's good.
Okay,
no, but it's actually good that that we think differently, right? Because we have, you guys can hear different points of view. But like my reasoning is very simple, man. And I told you, I don't think it makes sense to spend that much money supporting people who want to sell at a higher price. If you can let them sell at a lower price, right? Or if if it's the market deciding the fair value. The market uses the information that we all have, that it might peg one day. That's also important information. That's why people are buying it, right? But like for Richard to do something in order to help that happening, like definitely at a higher price, right? Much less risk and much less money needed.
Yeah, I agree.
It's simple, it's simple, right? That's it.
Hey, yo, once again, I want to also thank everybody for the super chats, by the way. Thank you, SOMMI. Thank you, C Money. That was awesome. Sorry, Pedro.
No, nothing important, man. I was just going to say that, it's really hard to think, it's really hard to imagine, like, Richard just like, like using SEC funds or like OA funds or whatever to risk it, like adding to a vault. That I don't think that makes any sense, honestly. I just think it's much easier to just AMM in the pool is just arbitrage, right? Like that's it. It's so much simple, so much less risk, like so I think that can happen, but like at a much higher price, right? That's it.
Fair enough. Pulse is still within the range. I think it's kind of at a falling wedge here. Let's see how far it's going to go. It's just doing its thing. Let's see. HEX on Pulse is hanging out. It's at 0.013 cents. It's doing its thing. Now eHEX is it's yeah, it is getting a little bit of smackdown there. It needs to pop. Yeah, we need to get above 3.0035 is what we need to get above. All right, so Tam had a question about staking the eHEX, and she said, if you're going to stake it, is it better to do it now or wait till RH ends that stake? I missed that.
Well, that's,
Tam, if you're out there, I did remember that. That's a good question. It's actually a great question, too. So I don't know. Maybe you guys probably have a better... Is it better to stake?
Do you want to go first? Abdul? Sure.
You go, Pedro.
Okay. So yeah, sure. It's better to stake. Like that's hard to answer because you don't know what he's going to do, right? So if he restakes, it's better to stake today, right? Maybe if he doesn't,
the T-share rate, right?
Yeah, exactly, because of T-share rate. Like if he doesn't, maybe it's not. But like, look, it's you're playing with fire, right? In the sense that he might keep doing this for the unforeseeable future. So you don't know. So I think it's always smarter to stake earlier than later because of T-share rate. That's it.
If you're going to stake, yeah.
If you're going to stake, exactly. If your plan is to stake, just like do it as soon as possible. That's it. If your plan is to stake, obviously.
Yeah.
Moderation could be cool. Stake some, don't stake some.
Exactly.
Stake some for different lengths of time. Like you could, he did a 7-day stake. You could do a 6-day stake, and you could do a 12-day stake, and you could do a 30-day stake. And if you want to, you could do a 15-year stake. But you could also keep some liquid, right? And, the liquid part you could keep on the PulseChain. Obviously on Ethereum, you're paying more most of the time. The PulseChain fees have been comparatively high lately. So, you're not staking $10 worth of eHEX. That's a terrible plan.
Yes.
It's got to be $1,000 and up, in my opinion, is what you should be staking with eHEX. And maybe even a lot more than 1,000.
Yeah, $1,000, like at this price, I think it's reasonable, right?
That's a lot of HEX.
Yeah, sure, it's a lot of HEX, and I think it really depends on your time frame, right? If you're going to do like a 15-year stake, probably, maybe a little bit more, just to be safe with your yield, right? That you don't that you feel that you want to continue, right? It's only because of that, right? If it's like shorter term stakes, probably, like, but at less, like, yeah, no less than 1,000 because of fees. But again, but it really depends. Now just like Thames. I mean, if you want to stake, just do it, as early as possible. Don't play with fire in the sense you don't know what Richard's gonna do. The T-shirt rate already, like, updated. It updates every time that somebody, like, stakes or in stakes. So, I mean, yeah, just do it if planning on doing it. Like, follow Abdul's advice, like maybe doing by bits or by chunks.
There's other games too, right? Like,
yeah, there's many games.
Liquidity providing, like, all kinds of things you can do with HEX. It's not just staking. I have one pool paying 327% that pairs eHEX against pHEX. So if you want to take that impermanent loss risk, which is substantial, it's paying 300% plus. Yeah,
you can do like PulseChain if you want to get the fees from people trading there. Like, I mean, there's there's a bunch of options to do, honestly. So staking is super cool, I think, and still, probably the easiest way to get more HEX. But there are other games for sure you can play.
Yeah. It's a single-sided option, right? But it has a time lock. The time lock is the part that people have to come to terms with before they press the button.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Make sure you understand the time you're committing to, and you'll get, because if you follow through with your commitment, it can be quite lucrative. But the penalty for early end staking can be up to 100%. So that is a stiff penalty. You should understand like what would trigger that penalty.
Yeah, and the longer you stake, the longer you have to wait until you can actually end stake and make some profit, right? So you need to understand this. This is not linear, right? Like not linear at all, right? So like the longer you stake, if you want to take advantage of like maximum advantage of the system, and then you try to cheat on the system, like you're fucked, like literally. Like if you max stake years, like so, you get your principal back, basically.
Yep. Should have Crispy Man on one time. He's the HEX staking master of the PulseChain, in my opinion, as far as the stats goes, as far as like staking ladders and the understanding of what does what. And I talked to him today, and he's calculating. He's running simulations on what what it meant that Richard staked that HEX today, and what are the possible outcomes. I was trying to steal alpha from him, obviously, but he was still running his simulations. So maybe we can have him one day, and he can share like crazy heavy alpha that almost no one will understand, but he's actually pretty good at explaining it.
I agree, man. Like his platform is fire, so it's a good name actually. So X-Fire. I mean, yeah. It was through his his show, his podcast, right? That I found out that the HEX one contract was like on number 3 on the T-share leagues thing, the 2013 whatever, like the leagues that he creates, right? In numbers of T-shirts, like I was, it was through his platform that I realized that. So it was, I really like him. I really like his content. If you want to learn about HEX T-shirts, bro, just follow Crispy Man. 100%.
And he's actually super chill. He's one of the easiest guys to be on the.
Yes.
And that's a pretty short list for me. You guys are one of the only rooms I come to hang out with when I'm not, really jazzed up and ready to, to argue a point. Like, made it.
Ooh, close. Almost lost the stream. It's just barely hanging on.
Okay.
All right, we made it. We survived. All right. Yeah, my bandwidth got eaten. I forget that. I start opening charts, and then I'm like, I got to close them too. Can't leave them all open here. This is a cool website. Looking to pump tires? I'm going to drop this in the chat. This is super cool. I mean, look at that. You're burning right now 60K daily. That's amazing. And
the fees are crazy now on PulseChain, bro. It's fucking crazy. It's insane. You guys need to chill a little bit.
Oh, did we lose the stream?
No,
we're
still here.
I think we're still here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's running.
I thought that we
I'm watching it.
restarted.
Yeah, it's going on YouTube.
Yeah. we're good.
Okay.
We're live. The chat is talking to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. Whew. All right. Cool. It was funny. I never know who's gonna come. I literally came on. I was just going to do the update for the HEX chart and the $50 billion really quick, and just do a quick touch of base with ETH and BCC. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be on and off in 45 minutes tonight. I promise.
Sure.
And of course, three hours later.
Yeah. Well, you had some Chads come on your chat and drop some heavy alpha, so I think it was a good stream.
Yeah, the Chads dropped some heavy alpha. I was almost not even going to stream tonight, but that's how it always is. It's always the one where you're just like, let me just hop on really quick, 2 minutes. So, hey, we survived. We just survived
2
that
minutes
crap.
adventure. Just a 2 minutes adventure.
That's it, man. Just one hit. Just do one hit, bro. You'll be fine. Just hit it once. That's it. All right, everybody, smash the subscribe button. Smash the like button. You guys are absolutely amazing. Try to fix VPN and shit. Lols. Thanks, SMO Spider. Yeah, I had too many charts open, I think. I'm actually running a lot of stuff here. We got Zoom going. We got the Ecamm going on Wi-Fi. I have to figure out how to streamline the setup for sure. Make it run faster. The demand. Plus, I got music playing.
Plus all the porn,
Oh yeah, I got porn running in the background. I got the rain track, very light rain track. I might have to kill the rain. Something's got to give here. Is that running? Oh, that one in the back of me froze. So, okay. I guess that's probably good.
I do like your new setup here. We'll talk about it off stream, but it's pretty smooth on how it works. I think it's an overall improvement.
Cool, man. Cool, brother. Thanks. Appreciate that. Always trying to improve. So, Super Hex had made a tweet. We can go look at that really quick. There we go. He said, who remembers the last time Hex went from 0.0136 up to 50 cents in 145 days?
Not me, unfortunately.
Yeah, not me either. I don't remember that, but that's a cool chart. Remember, that was the peak. That was the peak of the bull run. It was pretty epic. And we're gonna have another moment of that for sure. It's gonna happen again.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna happen fast. Don't forget that, guys. It happens very fast.
Yeah, it's not time yet.
Oh, so
it's not like other chains are not pumping either, right? It's not like all of crypto's pumping except for this. It's coming, but it's not here yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh wait, did it reset? Hang on, let me check something really quick. What happened? No, it's amazing. Yeah, the live's still going. Right on. All right, you guys are champs. You guys are real chads. You're hanging out still. We did lose the Twitter stream, the X stream though. I think that one went down. So yeah, YouTube stayed on. We lost X. So sorry guys out there. Maybe we lost Twitch too. I'm not really sure. So really quick, let's look at this really quick. This was good. Gary Woods had sent this to me, and then we started riffing, and I lost track of it. But what would happen if value of eHEX and HEX both shot up in price, and massive volume was used as collateral in PulseChain's MakerDAO vaults? It would be interesting to consider what St. Wolf, Freedom 77, 9 Iron Capital, Decentralized Me, and others have to say about recent staking events and reactions. Okay, so we were chatting about it. Now, Freedom chimed in. He said, if the OA can move HEX tokens, then why couldn't the OA potentially collateralize the PMaker vaults at a certain point in time? Gary says, it seems useful to move OA eHEX tokens, at least to PulseChain if nothing else. It increases TVL on listing sites. If the period since the mean tweet was concentrated more supply and the bridged eHEX was vaulted, it could be a marketing characteristic for the chain use. Give reason for the
I think moving it to the chain is super strong because just like Gary says, it increases the TVL, will show up higher on the listings for total value locked.
Yeah.
But like what I said before about that eHEX being on the market, if that vault gets even partially liquidated, I feel like that's something that RH would shy away from. And I don't speak for him, but that's, I think he'd prefer to use ETH to collateralize it if he is going to do it because it's not his token. Right, like ETH or DAI bridge from Ethereum or some other hard asset that could be used as collateral that wasn't a RH ticker.
And
which
like
he has all those things, right? Like the guy was mining Bitcoin when it was $20 or whatever. Like he's not a poor man. He probably had his choices.
Yeah. Freedom says, go ahead, Pedro. Okay.
No, okay. If you think about it, if he uses the eHEX to call the vault, then there's a problem, which is he cannot remove the eHEX from the vault. That could be a problem, right? Because like he would need to lock the tokens at least until enough, collateral would substitute the money that he put in initially, right?
Well, but he could buy it back out himself from his vault, right? So he could put in $1 billion in eHEX, and then he'd have to come with $1 billion.
He could destroy the pDAI. Sure.
Yeah, like he could burn it to get the eHEX back. Right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That is right. That is correct. Yeah, he does have the. We assume, right? But someone has a lot of the pDAI, right? We assume it's him.
The mean tweet also allowed the Atropa dev to become one of the biggest holders of eHEX now, who has been pairing it and burning the liquidity to his ecosystem. It was a really interesting series of events how that one worked out. They are a believer of the 1-to-1 hex parity. So that's true. When that mean tweet came out and the price dumped on eHEX, 414, the Atropa dev bought some
100 million,
400, some insane amount, like 400 million or 500 million or something like that. It was an insane amount of hex they bought up, and they've been burning it, and it's been just paired off. It's amazing. It's really incredible. They're a big believer in the eHEX. Don Vid, eHEX, PX, and Atropa was meant to peg at 3 cents. It's just Atropa overtook. Hex is going higher than anything. Yeah, I think Hex is going to do some serious numbers. I really do. It's going to do something crazy. Nice.
And look, and I'm always like extremely bullish on the token that dumps the hardest, especially when it has like a community like ours.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hex gets burned back. You guys are too much. This is where we're at right now. We're trying to figure things out.
Oh, dear.
She was smart. She used them to hold up the frame, but yeah. We can do a special episode of girls building furniture if you guys want. If chat supports it, we'll put together a stream of girls building furniture. Okay.
I do not support this.
We don't need a man. We don't need no man. That's why I don't go on trips with girls. I find girls when I land, wherever I land. That's awesome. That's great. Oh, I don't want to see that. This is awesome. Wolf. We did bear. It's almost 420. It's 412 right now where I am. It's a good time for me. Gentlemen, it's been absolutely amazing. What a stream. What do you guys want to wrap us up with?
Thanks for being here, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the alpha. If you were able to, hold on, 4 hours. Because I'm sure most of the jitters tomorrow are going to be crying for not staying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the good times are just getting started. We can see the tiny movements that RH makes having insane effects on the chain, right? Like if we look at the like the amount of like over $400,000 was burned now of Pulse by pump.tires. Pulse is becoming deflationary. We look at eHEX going up 80% or some other outrageous number today, with him just making a 7-day stake.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, like what happens
insane.
when he streams? What happens when he pops on stream with us and SOMMI and, you know, Pedro and Gary, and then like, oh, it's Richard Hart. Let's send him the link. Like, what happens to the price that day, right? Like, I bet you it goes up. That's not financial advice.
We got to get ready. We're going to have a stream one night where it's going to be all of us with Richard Hart and SOMMI, and everyone's going to be over here. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a
This
fun
is totally the kind of stream that he'd come in on, right? Like
Yeah.
a chill stream with a bunch of chads. Like he would show up here.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Plus, he already streamed with me, so I mean, he's
there
like,
you go.
I'm sure, like, oh, Pedro, of course I remember him, that guy.
Have you actually been on stream with him, Pedro?
Yeah, I interviewed him in 2019. Yeah.
2019. Okay. Wow, you were ahead of the curve.
Oh yeah.
it was ahead of the curve. It was curve.
I'd like to see the link to that if it still exists.
Yeah, you can. It's on his YouTube channel. Yeah, like
Really? Okay.
Bitcoin to 100,000. I think it's the title, something like
Bitcoin to 100,000. Okay.
that.
Right
Yeah,
on.
but if you search my name, I think it appears there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've put it up before, but we'll put a link in the description. But it's a pretty cool stream. Yeah. Pedro's been around, man.
Legend of
He's been
Pedro.
around. He's got numbers.
He's got numbers. Oh yeah. Rack numbers.
Joe's
I'm
Black
kidding.
Book.
Hey, welcome to
I'm
PulseChain,
I'm max
everybody.
stake, so-
We love you. Gentlemen, it was awesome hanging out with you guys. Chat, we love you too. It was an amazing stream. Remember to subscribe to everybody. Smash the like button. Share the video if you're a Chad. And we'll be back again. Well, for me, I'll be back again tonight, apparently. You know more shit's going to happen, so I'll be back tonight. Unfortunately, I have to see you all again. But remember, we love you. We love you all.